Unstoppable, I won't retreat. Standing tall on my 2 feet. I will rise, and if I fall, I'll do it all. Every battle, I never lose hope. I have my faith. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. Unstoppable, I won't retreat. Standing tall on my 2 feet. I will rise, and if I fall, I'll do it all. Every battle, I never lose hope. I have my faith. I believe, I believe, I
Hello, guys. We are in the grand finals, and I'm so happy about it. It's 10 months of working with the search, going through 2 seasons, and now we are finally here. European Championship, and we have the grand finals. With me today, I have Losget,
What's up,
Zakota,
guys?
Mio on the pre-show. We are going to talk about what happened, what is going to happen, and then we are going to talk and let the casters take over for the matches. So, guys, how do you feel? Like it's such a long coming.
I mean, Nish,
Mio?
to be honest with you, I mean, sorry, Mio, for taking the thing, but to be honest,
No, it's
this
okay,
has
it's okay.
been such a long journey, and I'm so proud of Surge for getting this far, and all the teams, I'm really proud of them for playing this well and giving us such good shows. I mean, Mio, me and you and Nish the other day were so hyped about the semifinals that, it's still today I'm thinking about it, what happened.
To be honest, like the whole journey was really excited and was really fun to see and to watch. Like it's not about just normal matches, normal tournament or something. It's like every team has a passion. They always have challenges with each other, and like it was really exciting journey all this time. And to be honest, I didn't expect it to be that entertaining, for example, or something, but it took a really, really, really good and fun way to the end. And today is gonna be the final match that we're gonna see. And I think me and Zakota, Regista and Nish, and all the people will be so excited for today. So, what do you think about this, Regista?
I'm really excited actually. I mean, it was a long journey right now. I watched mostly all of the games. Every game was perfect actually. I had very much fun watching these games, casting and everything. So I'm actually very excited for this last game here.
Okay, by now, if we don't think about who's in the grand finals, who captured your heart? Which team? It's like
Oh,
I want to know who was the one from the teams that we see right now, even in the brackets, who maybe caught you off guard. Like, okay, this I didn't expect this kind of development of this team or this kind of performance from this team. But for you, who was the biggest surprise and who really caught your heart during the whole tournament? Mio?
yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, for me, I would say the most team I kind of supported the most with Jackpots because maybe it's just because I'm friends with Kingstar the Rumor the most, so that's why. But to be honest, the most also team that I was surprised and actually was also supporting too, uh, and they did a really good journey to the end was also Glitch Code. They did a really long journey, and yeah, nobody will ever expect you will be to that level. There's just a new team, new members.
Mhm.
It was really exciting to see them, and I actually was also supporting them too. So, what do you think about these guys also?
Yeah, for me, Glitch Code, they were such a pleasant surprise, I have to say. Because at the beginning, when there was just Rising Division, and they were there, but they didn't have the presence they have right now. Zakota, what is your take on the question I asked before? You don't have to go to Glitch Code.
Well, I have to agree with Mio. I like Jackpots only because one person, because of Kingsta, because I know how hard he works, I know how much time and effort he puts in, but the team who really captured my heart, I think it's Fake Time. These people, I think, deserve highest of praise because they played so well from being, I think, the dark horse of the tournament. They made it this far. The top 8 teams. I mean, that's a journey right there.
That's actually very true because even during the relegation promotion, if they didn't turn around the second game, that was the last game of the group stage, they wouldn't be even in the playoffs. So, as you mentioned, it's so true that they put such a performance. It's nice to see. Luzget, what is your team that captured your heart during the tournament?
I need to
Or
say
surprise you?
I'm going with all of you, especially Jackpots, Walkie and Malfuri on the best coaches for me. So, but surprisingly, the biggest team for me that surprised me very much was as well Glitch Code. I know them already before they joined Search, and it wasn't that good in my opinion. But then they changed the lineup, and actually, it surprised me that they come so far.
Mhm. But right now we are seeing the roster of MetaShift, and we should dive into this roster because we see so much potential there. And maybe we can go with what do you think are the biggest pillars of this team? What is your take on MetaShift?
Most thing that I like about MetaShift is like this team, they're not just normal players in a new team, or for example, they didn't play together before. No, they played together before. They know each other so well. They have really good synergy. They played in tournaments before. They have the experience and everything. And I think the more like all of them, they have really good synergy, and we saw it on the last matches going from win after win after win. I think they're undefeated till now. So that already explains how good they are. And I think the most good player that makes any play work, Turtle, Lord, Teamfight, Macro, Micro, everything, I think is Bobber. Bobber is the most one who controls the game, controls any turtle, make it, for example, in their advantage again, even if they lose it. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Yes, Zakota, do you want to elaborate on what Mio said?
I have to agree with Mia. I think, as you said, the pillar who has to be the pillar is Boba Rustic. He's always been a solid XP laner. He's been the playmaker for MetaShift. But another person from that team that I think deserves to be called the pillar is Wabalabadabdab. He's a new roamer to the scene. He's pretty new. And he's been doing a magnificent job at just being a nuisance. You know, that's the biggest job of a roamer. You have to be a nuisance. You have to be in the face of enemies. You have to make a play. But most value, you just have to be annoying. And he's been doing a great job at that, playing so many different styles of heroes. I believe he played the aggressive invader, the healer. He played the setup, you know. So many kinds of heroes he plays under his belt. So it's going to be a huge step up from their last roamer.
Yeah, like I totally agree with both of you, but at the same time, I still need to give props to Palmetronio because I think that all of us are so used to his performance that we already are kind of not looking, or when he's not performing, like that's the thing that is not making sense for us. But I think we also need to acknowledge what he brings to the team and how much presence he has during the team fights and everything. So that's like my 10 cents to your point, and I would also give space to you, Luzget. What do you think about MetaShift? Because I think that since day one they turned into the tournament, they showed like huge dominance, and they, as you mentioned, when it comes to like the whole matches, they didn't lose a match till now.
So basically, I need to agree with you guys, especially for Baba Rusik. But for me, I still want to give shoutouts to the whole team because it's still a team game. So I want to give shoutouts to all 5 of them because without any of these, they won't have it like that easy like they had right now. So I just want to shout out all of them actually. They're all playing very good. They're doing it very good, and that's what we saw in the tournament over here. They didn't lose. They played so good, every single one of them. So I just want to give shoutouts to all of them.
That's actually also such a important point to the whole thing about MLBB. You can have the best roster there is, but if you don't have the synergy and the whole team doesn't click, like you are not going to get anywhere. And that's such an important factor in the whole game. But how do you think that they are going to perform today? Because when we were doing even some interviews with Palmetronio, he said that they still didn't show all of their potential. Like, do you think that they're going to show us something special? Mio.
I think maybe I would say he's right a bit because when it comes to grand finals, it's really different than any kind of game, upper bracket final, lower bracket final, semifinals, or Thunder Division, or Last Chance, anything. It's really different. When it comes to grand final, it's different kind of pressure. It's like all the 3 month or 2 month you have been practicing for. it's all in just in one day in one match, and you need to win it right now. So I think maybe they have this kind of experience that they can show in the grand final to show how they
Mm-hmm.
can deal with that pressure. So yeah, that's what I think about.
Okay. We are we are slowly getting to Memento Mori, and I think this is the metamorphosis of a team. Like they showed
Yeah,
so many rosters during the all of the stages. Like we saw a totally different team during the Rising division. They were slowly transitioned to the relegations promotions, and right now they also have a new addition. So this team went through so many changes, and still, even with all of those changes, they were able to get to the grand final. Zakota, what do you think?
I mean, as you
About
said, they
Memento Mori?
made a few changes. I mean, they changed Tracy out, and I believe she's one of the pillars of Memento Mori because they played for so long. Doesn't matter if on paper Zhao is the better player, but they had just so much more connection with Tracy because they've been scrimming, they've been playing for about, as you said, since the start of Search 3 months. It has been, I believe, and you know that's a big journey. And to swap out Tracy on the last few days is going to be a big hit towards Momento Mori's synergy. But still, I think they have a possibility to change everyone's minds, to change everyone's predictions around, because they have potential. Xiao is not a person to be, I would say, maybe laughed at because he's a top 3 marksman in Turkey. Samu is one of the best XP laners from MENA. I mean, everyone from Memento Mori is a really good player. So you cannot really put them down in a way. They're really
Exactly.
talented. They have a ton of potential, but the sudden change, you know, it surprised me.
Yeah, but as I said, they made so many changes even during the other stages of the whole season, but they still could get on top. So that's why for me, Memento Mori, I'm not saying that this is something they wanted to do, but maybe it was really necessary for them. And in every situation, they are trying to get as much as possible back to their side. So I think that they will show us something really special today, because I know that they're playing really short time with the new gold laner, and I think that they have the whole day to just come up with some strategies or scrim or have some practice. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to what they are going to bring to the table today. Luxget, what do you think that is going to happen today in the sense of Memento Mori?
I need to say, I'm very excited actually, because when we see for the last search, they had a whole different lineup and won the search. And right now they have a complete different lineup and still again in the finals. So I don't know what's the thing with Memento Mori, the name of, if it's the name of Memento Mori or whatever it is, but they manage even with complete different players to get to the top. And that's what I wish to see here. I wish to see them winning here. I mean, I would really be happy about it. And I think actually that Memento Mori will surprise us over here.
Actually, yesterday I was talking to my wife and I told her that there's a team that has my favorite stoic quote as the name of the team, and she was surprised and laughed about it. So yeah, I think that the naming of the team has a lot of things to do with it, because like as the quote suggests, that is something that you cannot avoid. So I think that they are making the full of what they have right now. But yeah, this will be a best of 7, and I really love best of 7s because right now the games can be so fast and you want to enjoy as much as possible.
Me too.
And this is something I want to bring up because I said, if anyone give me the chance or I get the chance to talk about it, I want to see 20-minute plus games. I want to see comebacks. I want to see that the early game, mid game, and end game is a totally different game during the match, because we deserve something like that. We deserve to see that these kind of players can show what are the limits of the heroes that they're playing. But let's switch to head because this is something that gives us a lot of data and something that we can lean on. Mio, if you see these numbers, where do you lean on for this matchup? Like, leave me against Noel.
I think it's really hard because if you check that stats, like it's really close. Like you cannot say this guy's
Mhm.
like there's a big gap between him and him. No, no, no. It's just so close. When it comes to the average KDA, 7.7 to 6.4, it's not big difference. About rate, I see it's going for Noel, 53 to 49, which is maybe it's gonna be a bit like crucial when it comes to a grand final or a Lord or we
Mhm.
will see at today's matches. But I think both junglers are really there's not much big difference between them. What's always make a jungler better than other is the team, the whole team. So we
Mhm.
will see today. I think who's gonna be more like not doing less mistakes. I would say. Yeah.
Okay. And if you're looking at these numbers, I think that it shows that both of these players have a very different play styles.
Yeah.
Uh, Zakota, can you elaborate on because you're a jungler, so you are really this is a really good question for you.
Well,
What do you think about it?
it's hard to say because Leave Me, I think, is the star playmaker of MetaShift. He's playing this just that he can start a fight. With Noel, he's the guy who's playing mostly the hybrid, the tanky heroes. I mean, we've seen on Baksha, Frederiin, Lancelot hybrid. I mean, this type of heroes. I also seen him on Assassins, don't get me wrong, but still, I think he's more a bit comfortable playing these tanky heroes because it's just easier to support your team than to make a play. And Leave Me, on the other hand, doesn't like to play these tank junglers. He can play them, he's complete. But still, it's literally complete polar opposites of these guys. It's gonna be really nice to see them in action, as Mio said. It's a really close gap between them, but please, the head-to-head versus goal laners.
Hmm. Actually, I don't think that these numbers are fair, since Xiao is not really playing in so many games of Spellmetronio. But still, let's deep dive into these numbers, just so that we have it behind us. I would love to see like all of the like to have even Tracy here. Just I know that she's not playing, but to see the difference in the teams. Luzget, what is your take on this head-to-head comparison between Palmetronio and Xiao?
I need to say, for me, it's actually hard to say because I didn't saw Xiao playing yet.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's actually hard to say. And as you said yourself, he didn't play that many games, so it's really hard
Mm-hmm.
to say, in my opinion, who plays better or which stats are better right now. Because for sure, if he doesn't play so much games like Palmetronio, his stats are much lower than his right now. So it's actually hard to say for me.
Okay, since you didn't see him playing properly, Mio, do you have any take on it? Because we were watching it together, and I think that we can just make an assumption between these two players.
Actually, I think this is one of the most like head-to-head I would love to see today because the both players they have like different stories and different careers. When it comes to Pelmetronio, he is the most experienced Europe goal laner in the tournament, and we have seen him in other tournaments, and we've seen how good he is and how also MetaShift how much they trust him. They try to snowball him and make him so fed so that he
Mhm.
can carry them and he never let them down. And when it comes to Jiao, that's right. I think he is also a really experienced player when it comes to Turkey, MTC, and he's shown a really good performance, really amazing performance, and he got fourth place in MTC last season,
Mhm.
and now he's in Europe. And he did really good job actually with Memento. He never let it down, especially last game on Bruno. Memento
Mhm.
Mori trusted his damage, and you just go for it. And my man didn't let them down.
Okay. Now we have a third comparison, like head-to-head. Wubaluba against Warpath. If you see their top heroes, it's almost
Different
funny that
heroes.
they have the same heroes. But Zakota, you were really praising Wubaluba. So could you go more deep on these comparisons? Because if you look at these numbers, like Wubaluba is so much more ahead, like not in all of the stats, but he's ahead on every statistic here.
I mean, right now, as I would say, Warpath is the mentality and the brain behind Momento Mori. He's the main drafter, but on the other one, Wabbalabadabdab is also the shot caller, I believe, for MetaShift and the drafter. So, it's a really great comparison. On the other hand, Memento Mori didn't play as many games as MetaShift did. They have, I think, 3 extra games on MetaShift. So it's going to be really hard to pinpoint against each other because they're extremely similar in gameplay and playstyle. Both of them are really smart. They make really great plays. And most of times, they are the ones who really set up the show for us.
It was shown on the top hero picks, I would say, that they go for very smart decisions. But still, I don't want to sound like we are not giving enough praise to roamers, but this is a really important question because usually we see gold laners or junglers or people who have a lot of kills and we praise them like they are pulling the whole team. But I think that we should give a little bit more shout out to roamers because as you mentioned, roamers are for me the brains of the team. They have to be everywhere. They need to read the map the most. So from my point of view, really big shout out to both of the players. And now we will switch to the biggest, I would say, how to call it properly, because we
The
are
goats.
having the most discussions about these two players. Like who is going to be the crowned the best XP laner? Because Boba Rusik, he's consistent throughout the whole season, and Samo came really in MEC. So we didn't see Samo as much as we did Boba Rusik. So guys, let's deep dive on these numbers. Uzget, what do you think?
I need to say, we see different heroes played here from both people. There are not even one hero the same. But I need to say, Boba Rusik, in my opinion, has the better stats. I mean, Samo got the most tank and damage average, but it's not. In my opinion, it's not everything you need to have on the XP laner. There's everything you need to have, like the KDA, team fight, the damage. You should have more than just one thing you're good at. And that's what I see on Boba Rusik. He's doing it a bit better than Samo, but it's still, we shouldn't underestimate Samo because we all know how good he's playing, how good he can play, so I wouldn't underestimate him actually.
I want to also know what Mio is thinking because he had a lot to say to this duo, and I just want to say that XP lane is so important in this patch, and I think that they are really carrying the teams. So please just give us your quick review, and then we go to the mid lane.
Oh, that's right. I mean, if I was just gonna say a quick review, both of them are the playmakers of their teams, and if they get any other player instead of them, they will never work as a team. Both of them are doing really great job carrying their teams to the win. That's what I'm gonna say. And I cannot go say, oh, Bobber is better, Sam was better. They're both really, really, really good and consistent in the whole tournament. And I think tomorrow we're gonna see really exciting head-to-head or 1v1 against each other.
True. Now for the mid lane, this is my favorite lane, of course.
Me too.
And we have Fushi against God Believer. So Zakota, what do you think? Let's go. I think that we had a big discussion about mid lane yesterday. Mio was talking about how consistent Fushi is, and I also have to give heads down to him because he was such a reliable mid laner during the whole season. Zakota, what is your take on these two guys?
Well, I don't feel like I'm the qualified person to talk about mid laners when we have Mio in the voice chat, but both of these guys are amazing players. I mean, for Fushi, I respect his hero pool a lot. He has a bigger hero pool than God Believer. I think we've seen more from Fushi than we've seen from God Believer. And the other day versus Jackpots, there were at times 4 mages banned at the same time, and Fushi still found something to play. I mean, that's not that easy to pull off, especially on mid lane, because it's so important in current patch. Because as soon as you lose mid control, you're gonna lose the game instantly. Because mid lane is the best and the strongest lane. And right now, I mean, how could I rank them? I would say Fushi is a little bit above God Believer.
Yeah, God Believer bless you for your nickname. Like I think that it takes a lot of courage for that. But right now, I would get to most picked heroes. And if you think that it was expected to have these heroes, because I think that if we see the most banned heroes, we'll understand why the most picked are like this. Because there's such a cool the meta right now. We always see almost the same heroes, and I'm not really a fan of that. That's why we were talking about the global bans for next year. But Luzget, what is your take on the most banned and most big heroes?
So for me, it's actually expected. I need to say it's expected. When we look on the meta right now, both of them are expected, and you can't ban everything. So the good heroes that are open, you will definitely pick, like the Kimi, what we saw, like the Lancelot, like the Hayabusa. These are picks you're gonna pick. If the other assassins, if the other mages are banned, you're going to pick them. So I need to say, I can completely agree with these bans and picks.
That's so true. I would just let Mio have the final say to Fushi against God Believer, because it's really true that he's the most qualified person to do the comparison.
I think Fushi, yeah, as you said just 2 minutes ago, Fushi is the most consistent mid laner in the whole tournament. Whenever Memento losing, winning, it doesn't matter. He's always on point. He doesn't, for example, do silly mistakes or something. No, he's always on point, my man, doing the highest damage. Or if Tracy, for example, not doing so good or having a bad game, Fushi's still like going so well, and he's a really reliable person to depend on, as you said. And I think for God Believer, I think the most special thing about him is he's really, I would say, you can see how much synergy he has with the rumor, and also with the Leave Me. He like everything you do a lot of combos together. Is so like it's just when you watch, you say like this. He's just captured them. So I
Okay.
think
Thank you.
for both of them
Mia,
doing consistent.
yeah, thank you for your input as always. Guys, we are going to the grand finals. So slowly we are going to move to the casters. So I want to thank you for the whole season. You were with us. Luzget, you were even playing. Mio, you were also playing during the season. Zakota, you were coaching. So all of you guys, a big thank you for being the part of the whole European region. And I think that we are slowly getting where we want to be as a region. And we will see many new things next year. I promise you that. And let's go enjoy the grand finals. So I just want to ask for all of the fans that are watching. After the grand finals, we are going to do a small awards for the best lane. So we will be awarding players who we consider throughout the whole season to be the best players on their specific roles. So thank you, enjoy. Don't forget to follow, like, and all the necessities so that you support Search, so we can bring you more of the best European MLBB. Thank you guys, and to the fans, enjoy.
One continent, one goal, and one chance at the trophy. A journey that started 3 months ago is now coming to an end, and only one team will prevail over the bodies of the ones who've fallen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You all are watching the grand finals of the MLBB European Championship Fall 2025. It's gonna be me, Scared Yet, alongside me. We've got some handsome boys out here on the desk, and it's the height-wise odd out here. We're gonna have Warren, we're gonna have Kronos, and the guest for the evening, Trex. Before you boys hop in, Trex, how are you? How are you feeling, my man? It's been a long time. You were here last time. How excited are you for this one?
I'm honestly super excited. I love to see events like this going on in regions that aren't Southeast Asia. Coming from a region like that myself, coming from a region that grew from grassroots and is still essentially in grassroots stages sometimes. It's just exciting to be part of something like this.
It's gonna be super exciting to see the match as well, which is going to be the best of 7, ladies and gentlemen. And now, since Trex is here, Warren, you've been witnessing this entire journey. What are your expectations for the evening?
Well, first of all, it's going to be crazy, that's for sure. Second of all, I'm certain that a lot of people that I saw them be saying like, yeah, it's a first BO7, but it's not going to be full BO7. I think those people don't realize how strong both of those two teams are. I strongly believe that this has a very high possibility to go very deep into the BO7. Maybe into the full BO7, so that's what I believe in. And those two teams that we have here, honestly, you could kind of know that those two teams will be here right from the beginning of the moment where we still had the top 16 teams, and it was still kind of brewing and the teams were getting better and better, but those two teams, they already stand it out. Yes, there was an interesting scenario with MetaShift, because in the first place, they didn't have a lot of strong players, but that changed.
Yeah. And that change is something which we will witness right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the roster of MetaShift Kronos, because this is a team that made its way all the way from the open qualifiers. And that's the hardest path which any one of them could take.
Man, Cinderella story run is what we want to call for MetaShift, but it doesn't fit the, it doesn't fit the bill. These guys, I said it before, you guys don't like it when I call it. I got a lot of hate from the community, a lot of Discord text saying, Kronos, you're supporting the ops. You're not supposed to be supporting MetaShift. But hey guys, this is the Avengers. According to me, this is the Avengers of Europe. And MetaShift cannot do any better than the two side lanes we have been highlighting for the entire tournament. Some of the best in their lane. Pilimetronia, Boborushik, all eyes on them.
They've got a big competition out here, ladies and gentlemen, because the team that they will be facing were the ones who got up against them in the upper bracket finals, faced a straight up defeat of 3-0, or rather 3-1, moved down, and now are back again. Trex, how are you feeling about this one?
I mean, this is a team that, from what I hear, has gone through a lot of changes on their journey here. And like you said, they lost in the upper bracket, go down to the bottom, a crazy best of 5 against Jackpots, destroying their possible run, but earning their spot in the grand finals. But from what everyone's saying, even though they've made changes to their roster here and there, they've been able to continuously still show up. So I'm excited to see if they can get their revenge game against MetaShift.
Very excited about this one, because Warren, you've got the team versus data as well. Momento Mori, MetaShift. You can clearly see the stats are favoring MetaShift out in terms of average time to win. But the victories, Lord, and First Bloods, Momento Mori are stronger in them.
Yes, they are stronger in the part of victories, but at the same time they played more maps. So the Lord and all those tests, it's kind of fake, If you look at MetaShift, they have the same turtle control, even with just 15 maps played. That's super important. But there is one thing that plays for Memento Mori, the amount of first bloods. That's telling us all about the aggressiveness, because if you equalize it towards MetaShift, they are almost at the same number of first bloods if you compare it to the number of games. So this will be a bloodbath right from the start.
That was a very quick math you've done out here, right? Kronos, average time to win. We've always talked about how important it is in terms of understanding how well a team knows its macros. But I tell you, my man, I think so MetaShift has the best macro in the entire Europe.
It's the side lanes, bro. I can't say it enough. Boba Rushik is too good. Pelemetronio is too good at the same time. And these side lanes just conquer. They don't just come by to try and do their regular things, to have a dance-off. No, they come, they conquer their lanes. They don't usually get the winning lanes as well when it comes to the heroes. And the first bloods that Warren spoke about, it's always against MetaShift because Boba Rushik's the first one to die. Most of the time, Boba Rushik's the first one to die. Why? Because the opposition needs to respond. You got 2-3 man rotating into the EXP lane just to shut him down early. But even then, bro comes out with the MVP at the end of the game. And with just one death that happened like within the first minute. That's how good he is. That's how much respect he demands. But coming later on in terms of game time, if MetaShift are able to close out within 15 minutes, you know they like an early snowball and they know how to push buttons when the snowball is in their favor.
That's what happened previously as well. They were easily able to hold it down, yes. And Tricks, one of the big things which you also wanted to mention right now, and one curveball which I'll throw at you, is that they changed their gold laner just yesterday. How impactful would that be?
I mean, obviously, it may not be too bad. We saw Jackpot literally climb the lower bracket on a roll, and when a team has momentum like that, it's hard to stop them. Momento, after taking a hard loss in the upper bracket, 3-1. I mean, that's a tough comeback. Switching players are able to take that risk and still get the win. So I've seen crazier things. I've seen teams still able to pull it off. I definitely think coming into this, they're most likely the underdogs, but you never count out the underdogs.
That's one of the big things. You cannot count out the underdogs because Warren, Momento Mori made their way from promo Relo, while MetaShift made their way from open qualifiers. Not a single Thunder Division team. And ladies and gentlemen, every single one of us want to hop into the draft itself because it's a best of 7 series. You're watching the MLBB European Championship Fall 2025, the biggest event Europe has seen till now. So let's not waste any more time and roll the drums here and move into the draft of Game 1. But before that, we've got a nice trailer for you, so let's have a look at that.
Oh, another one?
We know their potential, we know they're good, but we'll prove them that we're better.
In the gold lane, Dracy and Pelemetronio. In the jungle, Noel and Leafney. In the mid lane, Fushi and Godbeliever. In the roaming, Warpath and Wubba Lubba. In the X lane, Samo and Boba Rusic.
I wish you good luck sa Momento Mori.
Memento Mori, Europe. Oy! Nakasin namin kayo lagi. Shoutout, good luck, good luck, good luck.
MetaShift, I believe in you more than in my morning coffee.
Let's go, Memento. Vamos, Memento.
MetaShift, big shout out to you guys. Пацаны, удачи, верю в вас. Good luck.
Luck with your game, and I hope for my baby to win.
So let's go, Memento. Let's go for the win.
It's me right here, and I'm cheering for MetaShift.
Just want to wish my people at Memento Mori the absolute best. It's a long run since the qualifier.
Never has this been witnessed ever in an entire continent, which we'll see right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we all bear witness to the history being made here. It's either MetaShift who will be the kings of Europe, or it will be Momento Mori to continue and build on their legacy. As we see the dangerous grass for the first map, we are moving into the drafting phase, and Warren and the boys take it away.
Thank you for lovely introduction to the grand finals first game, and I think we are there's a lot of excitement running through our veins. Guys, what do we think about the first bands? Chronos, what do we see?
It's standard, man. There's nothing crazy. Just to make sure Trex is not completely playing left field, it is gonna be the standards. You're gonna see the Baxia come out, the Jushin, the Eves, the Hildas, the CC, and the Yuzhong, of course. These are the constant bans that have been there for the longest of times. And if Trex, you won't be surprised if you see probably 3 EXP bans on the side of Memento. I can tell you.
I like it. I mean, the Yuzhong has been a monster overall. We've seen him all over the place. He's able to get to the back line. He's able to disrupt. Things like him, the Lapu. I mean, I'm glad to see him back in the meta, honestly, along with things like the Lapu, the Alice, things like the CC that we're seeing get banned out now. Even though there seems to be some discontent about some of the current meta, I've been enjoying it a lot lately.
So was I. I love Yuzhong, but right now we see a lot of Yuzhong, but he's banned. That's it. Like, we don't see him really played, but it makes a lot of sense. Bobber, probably the best Yuzhong that we have here in Europe, undisputably. The other best would be possibly Samo with his Lapu Lapu, but that's still in the cards. You know, we could still see Samo's Lapu Lapu. So if that would be possible, I would be very glad. Chronos, what would you like to see?
You're not going to see a Lapu banned out. I think this has got to be some sort of a Hilda, maybe a Lancelot, or maybe even the Eastern Shin, just because you need to have a little bit of hero pool for Samo to play around. And then, let's not forget, Kalea. It goes to show they probably want to play an Assassin. I think Noel's going to go for the first pick Lancelot. It's either going to be first pick Lancelot, Hayabusa, depending on how MetaShift respond. So, are they willing to gamble, go for a trade, or do they want to, you know, take out some of his comfort being that Lancelot himself?
I think overall, my question to you guys, the Lancelot's been great. We've seen things like the YSS in your playoffs so far. We've seen the Basha getting banned. I think I even looked back and saw a few things like possible Fredrins, possible reaches into, you know, the deep end. But overall, I think across the world, the 2 biggest picks have been Hayabusa, Lancelot, YSS occasionally. Outside of that, are there any surprise jungle picks from these 2 junglers?
Fredrin.
In a best of 7, you know, there's like a long way to go. Do we think we see any pocket picks coming out? YSS?
Yeah, but YSS is not really a surprise, is it? Like,
pocket pick. I could probably say in terms of Joy, because Noel's decent on the Joy, but I don't think it's a great pick in the current meta. But Leave Me does have a slight bit of a bigger hero pool in terms of that. But again, Noel, I wouldn't say he shies away from playing anything that needs to be played at that point. You've seen the Uranus in the jungle as well. So that's something that's there. It's Warren's favorite hero. Let's not forget that. But I think the first pick gonna be that Grok in the roam position, getting Warpath, what he needs. And you spoke about the Haya, Trex. Haya, Uranus right there.
Yeah, I mean, super clean. I like the Grok, though. I've always been a fan. You have the big set potential. You have crowd control right out the gate. You have pry over some of these early turtles once you get level 4. You just have a whole kit by first picking this. And especially since the Haya or the Lance wasn't already picked, you can always bounce to the other one like they did here.
Lancelot made a lot of sense. Yeah, Scared. Give us some analysis.
I agree. It's just the fact that I thought it might be a Yi Sun Shin in the early few picks. None of that has happened. And you also have the Kimi and Jushin for the trade-off too. So it could be possible we might see those mages being picked up, or a Harith to prioritize right before the second banning phase.
I actually understand the idea to go Lancelot because, as we saw from MetaShift, they are very successful with playing 3-fighter composition, so you don't really want to put Yi Sun Shin into that because they can just hop onto him and deal with him very easily. Ooh, Valentina. That's something that we were talking about yesterday, but now, from the opponents of Momento Mori, it's coming to fruition. Valentina. Do we like that, Chronos?
Versus get empty now. Whoever's gambling, whoever gambled your guest coins or either one of these teams, you might be biting your nails. Fushi on the Lunox, one of his favorite heroes, really good at it, plays the carry role almost to perfection. It doesn't matter what the goal laner does, doesn't matter what the jungler does. He's basically the funnel that they like to play into. And MetaShift, God Believer on a Valentina is a 50-50 for me because he's kind of a, I don't know, setup mage, but at the same time, he's utility. Depends on how they play it out. most of the time. But looking at the next phase of the bans, any surprises there, Trex?
Not overall. I like the Ruby ban. I like the Alice ban. I want to talk more about this Valentina, man. I think overall they're lacking range on the side of MetaShift right now, and I'm wondering if in this next phase, do they go for more of just a snowball composition? Maybe pick up a fighter in the gold lane instead of going range and keep everyone tight? Because at this point, they could pick up something like the Granger up front. He's going to be pretty by himself. He's going to be their only long-range hero at that point, having Valentina being more of a dive mage. So I'm kind of interested in where they take this draft from here.
Well, we will see that rightfully so, because 30 seconds for that lock-in. So far we see Vaba hovering that, so could be a roamer, but I would be betting more so on the god lane, since Memento don't have theirs, so you could kind of steal it away. But at the same time, maybe a counter pick could be more useful. But CC and Ruby, they are gone, the standard fighters for god lane. Nah, it is gold lane. It is Granger, as Kronos called.
Yeah, man, Trex called it.
Okay. I'll let him have it one time.
No, but I think it makes sense, right, Trex? The Granger makes sense. You need the range. What better hero? You need a slight bit of a snowball in the early game to help the Hayabusa reach that level 12, 8-minute power spike. You need the Granger to get those Sky Piercer stacks going. Let the Uranus be unkillable. What's left on the other side? The Harriet. So give that in the hands of Xiao. And also Samo with, oh my god, this guy on the Lapu Lapu is a highlight reel. Lapu Lapu, Uranus, give him whatever you want. He's the one to make the plays. Ain't that right, Scared?
That's one of the big things. I always love that Lapu Lapu. And we thought about the Hadath as well. It's here. And the Hilda pick as the very last. That's something that an assassin absolutely hates, Warren.
I kind of expected Hilda to be locked in. I was thinking if they would lock her in before ending the first rotation of the picks, but they decided for the Valentina, which makes a lot of sense because it really gives them the spice. And now with Lapu Lapu being locked in too, there is so many ultimates she can utilize. But the question is, can they run away with early game? Because late game, not very good for the red side.
True. That's one of the most important factors, right? You've got that late game for Momento Mori, but MetaShift would really want that early game snowball. The only late game insurance is going to be Leave Me on the Hayabusa. Ladies and gentlemen, a team that is yet to lose a series up against a team that is now in their revenge arc. We are hopping in the land of dawn for the first time this evening in this long night of best of 7. Let's see who gets the win.
Oh, well, it is the start of the big one. And not just that. Trex, you didn't give me your thoughts about the Hilda. What are you thinking?
I'm not against it. My only word, honestly though, I like Memento Mori's draft, but I'm a big fan of crowd control. I think crowd control wins games. It makes turnarounds happen, and MetaShift is lacking it a bit right now. Now, yes, the other casters are saying they did lack a little bit of late game. You'd be surprised, a Granger, if he can get the Sky Piercer stacks on, then he becomes a threat at any point in the game, especially in the mid to late. So they're going to have to watch out for that. But still, Memento Mori, they get one big knockup, and it could be game time for them.
Yeah, it could. That's the one that they're looking for. Meanwhile, Warpath taking down low as well. And with them trying to poke out this Grok early on, you know they want to be faster in terms of rotation. That's the idea of the Hilda. Me personally, not a big fan, but oh, first blood. Just speaking about it. Is that what they call Caster Curse, bro?
Yeah, I think that is one thing that Momento Mori is going to have to watch for. The pressure that MetaShift can provide, even though they lack the crowd control. They've got quick movement in the early game, quick rotations. They have this Hilda who's going to be in their face non-stop and who's going to be moving around this map looking to put pressure and give vision. If Memento Mori can kind of play past that, wait till this Lunox gets to level 4, wait till Warpath gets to level 4, they could have advantage, but first turtle is going to be crucial for them.
First turtle is going to be important. Oh, Leave Me already getting quad shadow. Looking like a brawl coming through. Fushi gets taken away. Ogi shadow kill clean from Leave Me. But look at Wubba Lubba. He keeps going on top of Warpath, not letting him breathe.
MetaShift is just applying pressure, keeping it down. Noel at purple buff, not even going to contest this first turtle. And this is where you don't want to be in Memento Mori because, yes, they need a little bit of time with the Harith. They need a little bit of time to really kind of put the pressure down. And if MetaShift escapes like this, if they get this gold lead into 2 to 3K before even third turtle or first lord, it's a bad game. But nice knock up.
Oh, not just that, but they follow it up with another from God Believer, but no backup whatsoever. That is a hill that they burst down. They were camping, my guy. They were camping for something bad to happen. Unfortunate that God Believer didn't say his prayers early on.
I think it's a good way to play for Memento Mori. Hang out in bushes, wait for MetaShift to come to you, keep Warpath out of vision to try to get those surprise plays off. They know that MetaShift, their game plan right now, is vision with the Hilda, and if they can kind of play around that, there's an advantage. Down in the bot lane, a lot of damage onto Warpath, able to use the flicker to get away. Samo?
My God, he goes in. You can see Levy taking out super low as well, but the Yogi Shadow will come in at the right time. Thornrose able to get the kill. Noel walks out alive. Samo's the first one to fall. And Fushi taken out low. And I think they want to respond, but Bober right on top of him. So a 1-for-1 trade.
1-for-1. Memento Mori still staying up. Warpath goes down. Make it a 2-for-1. MetaShift always seeming to come out on top there. Now it's a 2K gold lead.
I think the stragglers just after the team fight. God Believer already getting the taunts away. Memento Mori need to find answers quick because it's slipping away, especially with an early snowball lineup like the Hayabusa and the Granger on their side. MetaShift that will start turning up gears when they need it to be.
Ooh, this is bad for Zhao, able to use the flicker to get away. But at least on the side of Memento Mori, Zhao hasn't taken a death, Noel hasn't taken a death. Fushi has taken 2, and as the mid laner, this could be a problem. Lunox, you have a great late game, but honestly, you can apply pressure in the early to mid, and taking those 2 deaths is going to set them back. It's why they weren't able to contest first turtle, and now coming into second turtle, I'm wondering, does Memento Mori even want to try it?
I mean, looking at the gameplay that they had so far throughout the tournament, Fushi has been the one to carry, but oh my God, God Believer, what a play! Making the most out of that big push coming through from that tectonic charge.
You tectonic charge me, I tectonic charge you. We go back and forth, and that's something I think we're going to see from MetaShift a lot as the response to Warpath's tectonic charge. Leave me able to get the turtle, looking for the engage on Noel.
Oh, he's taking out low, but he's able to get a kill, and that one's in the hands of Pelametroni with a Sky Piercer. Samo, bravest fighter just to run away, but look at Bober in the face of Warpath one more time. And you know what, Trex, talking about Fushi earlier, this is the playstyle that Memento Mori have. They like to funnel into that player. They like to funnel into this mid lane to be the carry.
A lot of damage on a Samo. Pelametronic with a dash in. Able to take some shots back to the face. Fushi just trying to defend, but they're going to move on to the tower now. MetaShift just controlling, keeping Memento Mori at bay, but watch for Noel here.
Oh, wait, you can see he goes for the Thorn Rose as well. Wubba Lubba right on top of him. Boba Rushik just trying to apply a lot of pressure. Gets caught in the Guardian's barrier. Able to take down the turret. No, he's not. Charge him up and knock him up at the same time. Oh, my goodness. Still able to survive. Meanwhile, the mid lane is taken low. Brilliance comes out. Fushi survives. Not when Leave Me's flanking him from the side.
Leave Me able to come up and still help out. Momento Mori MetaShift, this is a bloodbath right now. Down comes Mon's Force. Shadow kill, able to dish away. Tectonic Charge knocks him up. Leave Me able to still shadow away. MetaShift just controlling the tempo of every team fight.
Yeesh. Take a look at the predictions. It's only Synth and I that kind of believe in Memento Mori going 4-2. The rest just call it a 4-1 down the middle, and 4-2. The only one that said a 4-3. Looking at a best of 7 is Warren. Trex, what do you got to say? Underdog story, or am I against the swimming against the current?
I'm just the unbiased American here. You know, we're just watching the games. We're enjoying them. I'm voting for a best of 7. Don't care which way as it goes. I'm hoping by the end of this, one of these teams will win me over. Look at the damage, though. Tectonic Charge.
Oh, my God. He get them low as well. Noel has to make his way out of there. Retribution used to try and make something happen. So now he's not going to be having a priority in the turtle. And Pelametronio knows that. Getting to work. Actually not available because on the top side is Leave Me. Boba Rushik pushed back. They're trying to seize this mid-tier 1 tower. Memento Mori defended quite easily.
Okay. It's slowing down. We're down to third turtle. We're looking at almost a 5K gold lead to MetaShift. And right now, in the current meta, in the shift that has happened, games can end fast. And after this third turtle, if MetaShift is able to keep on snowballing like this, it's going to become a problem. Pelamatronic, 1-0, couple more Sky Piercer stacks. It's a Pelamatrano. We got it. Whatever. We're getting there. We're getting there. Work with me now. 10 Sky Piercer stacks. That percentage is going to get higher and higher and higher. And if MetaShift can feed some more kills into him, that's the real problem. Forget the Hayabusa. Granger can become trouble.
Hey, he's one of the top goal laners in Europe. I've said this time and again. Always been at the top 2. Never able to take that top spot. Always been something about him, but this time he's taking that spot. And speaking of the spot, Wubba Lubba Dub Dub gets caught up. He's still able to make it alive. Boba rushing in the thick of it, still standing tall. Flickers out of harm's way. They're dividing and conquering, and MetaShift have totally turned the gears. Momento Mori, headless chickens walking around.
I got to give it up, though, to Zhao. He's dropping the Zaman's force very well at times. He's able to kind of push them back. Memento Mori, being at such a deficit in gold, aren't losing too much. Even that last fight, MetaShift, if they would have caught one of them off guard at the wrong time, that could have been another tower down. That could have been, complete devastation. But Memento Mori are hanging on right now.
Oh, wait.
We got the special predictions. Mr.
Bamba.
The Bombastics.
4-0, man. He's predicting 4-0 for MetaShift. So I'm definitely doing something wrong there.
If you're not on the Bomba train, then you're definitely doing something wrong, man.
I mean, with the way that they've been playing, though, Memento Mori, I only gave them my vote just because of what they did in the EMC in the Grand Finals. Had a tough tournament. Nobody really wanted them to win. Nobody really counted on them to win. But when it's the big stage, the grandest stage, they turn up. They lock in. They know how to take out a fight. Dirty, bloody, whatever it may be. They usually come out on top.
So what's Memento Mori's goal here, right? They need to try to play this long lane. They need to definitely try to keep pressure. They need to use Noel possibly as their split pusher. But the thing is if MetaShift just wants to burst down this first Lord, there's not a whole lot Memento Mori can do. And having the Hilda, look at Wubba Lubba right now, just cutting off, keeping vision, knowing that MetaShift can do whatever they want. And as long as Wubba Lubba keeps doing that, Memento Mori is going to have problems.
Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. Pickle Rick is what he's missing. I know, he's missing Pickle Rick at this point. Not many people get that joke,
Pickle Rick.
Yeah, I know, Pickle Rick. Come on, guys, in the chat, if you know about what we're talking about, put that through. Lord coming on the top side. One thing I gotta remind folks is that MetaShift usually close their games out in 15 minutes. They know how to get the early snowball going, so they might just be able to take it with this Lord. Although I might be reaching for it, with the way that they've been playing, they could be looking for quick games.
All right, so Harith, we have the feather in. We're still working on third item, but a big gold deficit into the hands of Granger. Memento Mori have to defend this Lord, hopefully not lose an inhibitor here. If they can do that, if they can keep all inhibitors standing, they're hanging out for a bit longer. Lord goes down quickly. It's not as bad as the spot as you think for Memento Mori, but it's still a little rough.
It is. I think the Holy Shields are already popped off on the top side. Mid lane's going to go down as well. Memento Mori kind of cornered into their own base crystal. Not able to make many plays. The Grok really should shine in this dangerous grass map. But if you're not let out into the jungle, what can he really do?
You wait. You twiddle your thumbs for a while, you buy time, you let that passive gold come in, your investments. You got a couple minions here and there. They are going to try to make their way out. Jungle not looking too great. And MetaShift, even though they don't have any real crowd control other than God Believer, who, let's just say, God Believer has done some better tectonic charges than Warpath has himself overall, still, MetaShift is able to control the map right now with vision, and I've been saying it back to back, and now Bober as well, just able to stay in their face, 2-0-1. This is an immortal Uranus at this point. And yeah, Memento Mori, their only big chance is try to just lock them down.
Yeah, I think at this point, this Uranus is going to be so tanky. I really want to take a look at the items once again just to see what he's got. But before that, look at the damage dealt. Valentina, the highest. God Believer has been in and out. It's a poke mage. That's what she does. And Uranus as well. Built up the Dreadnought armor. Athena shield. Oracle. Now building to finish the anti-cuirass. Oh my god. He's going to be super tanky.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great build path, right? You pick up the Dreadnought armor just for the Lapu, just for Noel. But then because they have this magic gold laner, because you have this Lunox so much, your major burst damage kind of comes down to your mid and your gold. You're able to pick items that fit perfectly into Uranus's build. Go to mage defense items, the Athena shield, the Oracle, and now it's even harder to kill him. And I don't really know if there's a way in the end. Essentially, you just need to get past him and find the back line, find a way to take out Pelamatronio.
It's 6,000 euros for first place, man. 6,000 euros we're talking. That's big. That's big money coming in for Europe. Probably the biggest tournament Europe's ever seen in the longest of times, or ever, rather. And with Momento Mori already on the back foot in the first match in this best of 7, almost 10,000 goal lead in the pockets of MetaShift. Yeah, I think it's looking bleak for game number 1. You think they just got to turn it around, reset for the next game, Trex?
I mean, they didn't. They have faith in themselves, right? Because they didn't go for the Lord contest. So they're like, okay, we can defend another Lord here. At least that's Memento's plan here, right? We defend one more Lord. By the time we get to the next Lord, we're at the 16 or so minute mark. And maybe by then, we can take a fight. Lucky for them, Pelamatronio doesn't have crazy Sky Piercers, so we're not looking at executes all across the map just yet. Memento still could hang on to this. Lord is taking its time right now. We're biding time second by second for Momento Mori. They defend this. Their percentages definitely go up at least 10 or 20% for a possible comeback in this match.
Yeah, not just that, they have the micro available, right? These iframes that the Lancelot can dish out. That's going to be the crucial factor. Lord already crashing into the gate on the top side. Conceal play coming out. Wubble of a dub-dub. Leave me goes to the Yogi. Shadow kill. Bobarushik in the face of the opposition at the same time. Zaman Force drop down.
Zaman Force drops. But MetaShift just taking their time. Watch for the shadow kill. Nice knockup from Warpath. MetaShift still unable to do anything major overall. Only one tower goes down.
Oh my god. That's clean defense coming in from Memento Mori. You're right. They backed themselves on a 10,000 gold deficit. Too much respect, Paper Warpath with the charge going in, and oh my god, God Believer! What a tectonic charge from the IMU! Double kill, Pelamatronio finds the angle, gets 3 members down.
That's the moment MetaShift was waiting for. God Believer able to pull off the tectonic charge to end this game most likely.
Yeah, and I think on the top side, the wave's already crashing in. 5 members standing tall for MetaShift. Memento Mori, Fushi's the only one left standing, can only watch in the base crystal, terrified as MetaShift take game number 1.
They were one defense away from possibly coming back, but MetaShift was not gonna let it happen. They want you to come to them. They're waiting for that moment and the tectonic charge to get a huge knockup. I mean, just your dreams are crushed at that point. It's time for game 2.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing in that entire game, right? You could not really stop the Valentina from setting your team up for the tectonic charges, and I'm pretty sure that this will definitely go to the highlight reel, ladies and gentlemen. That was the first game. And to be honest, Kronos, I personally feel that for most of the predictions going in in favor of MetaShift, I think so it's going to be a pretty dominating one, that to a 4-0 with that kind of performance. What do you say, Warren?
The Kid Bomba prediction broke my heart, man. What can I tell you? Like the 4-0, that was nasty. I was holding on to some hope, but when the man made the legend drops a 4-0 for MetaShift, I don't know how much hope there is. But, you know, let's not forget this was the first game. We saw it many times. A team crumbles because they do a couple of mistakes, their opponents pick up and they don't let them come back. The story of this first game doesn't have to be story of the rest of the series. What do you think, Kronos?
I mean, I don't know. I think Trex can understand what I'm saying. No Dracy, no party.
No Dracy, no party. I don't really know, but yeah, sure.
A Nicholas treatment, ain't it?
Possibly. I don't know. But what I do know is God Believer. We gotta have faith in this guy right here. That guy was a monster overall, man. I mean, and I think not just that, but in terms of Memento Mori, they had to know their time to strike, and that was not their time to strike. I said it before, MetaShift had a composition with not a lot of range. They needed to play on that. But Memento Mori kept on diving in, and that's what MetaShift wants to do. It's like, yeah, come on in. Then we respond with a tectonic charge of our own, and it's GG's at that point.
Most difficult part. I agree.
Guys,
yeah, that's the thing. Velvetronio in the gold, and then you've got God Believer for 2, and Warren then Bobo Rusick as well for the wall.
Yeah. If you see a team win and they get all the achievements, you know they dominated. This is basically telling us the full story of the game you didn't even need to watch, but if you did not watch, well, you missed a lot. But this is telling us basically the full story. It's all wrapped in here. All the info is there. What Memento Mori can do for the second game. Do we think the issue was the draft, or do we think the issue was somewhere between the actions in the game?
I'm thinking a bit of 50-50, man. The Grok was absolutely crazy pick to start off, but I don't know. I felt like Grok was on MetaShift. Didn't feel like Memento or more. I didn't feel like Warpath was playing the Grok. It felt like what do you call that? A ditto, a clone. Wasn't the real OG. God Believer. His faith is being paid off. He's got the light shining on his head as well. He knows how to play these heroes. Oh my goodness, that Valentino did not feel like a Valentino whatsoever. That was a Grok, man. That was a clean Grok. Those tectonic charge, 3-man knockups every single time treks. I don't know.
Yeah, essentially MetaShift had 3 tanks on their side, right? They had a Grok, a Uranus, and a Hilda, and it was a problem. But no, I don't think Memento. I liked Memento Mori's draft a lot, man. I think Zhao did a good job. Did what Zhao could do essentially on the Harith, but never really had the opportunity. Fushi taking those 2 deaths early on was a huge setback, and once their mid cracked, Wubba Lubba just had free roam, Boba Rusick had free roam. They could essentially move around the map any way they wanted. Memento Mori didn't have the damage to push them away.
Honestly, that's
big control.
A little bit. Yeah, go for it, Scared.
Here's the thing. One of the big control ways that MetaShift eventually had was definitely that Hilda being picked up at the very last Chronos. I know that you said that it's going to be a little 50-50, but I personally felt like, yeah, that Hilda pick gives them so much more room to work with by taking a lot more control, Warren.
Yeah, that was one of those things, but at the same time, what I wanted to mention is that last time when God Believer and Fushi met, this was the exact same story. God Believer looked like he is more ready for the clash. And I don't think Fushi doesn't have it in him. I think Fushi is very, very decent mid laner. Probably one of the best mid laners that we have. So I'm surprised. I don't know what's going on. It feels like Fushi is crumbling under the pressure. Maybe he doesn't have that much experience with the tournaments as big as we have right here. Maybe that could be the reason. I don't know. But he doesn't feel like himself. What do you think, Kronos?
I mean, it's too many eggs in one basket. They kind of put everything into Fushi, right? With that Lunox being picked up. That's the style that they've been playing, but usually you have an insurance policy. You have a secondary carry in the form of Dracy. In this game, Xiao, I didn't really feel the impact. I didn't see what the Herald was doing. Yes, there were some points where the Zaman Force could have made a difference, but he basically it's just an ultimate that he dropped a big cross on the map, a big sword on the map, but didn't do anything about it. Didn't see him dashing around. Just too much crowd control on the side of MetaShift. And in this current meta, with the way it's been shifted, you got crowd control, you got the victory. So, and they are also masters of the snowball. So I think that's the way you gotta go. Otherwise, it's gonna be a quick 4-0. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can completely put blame just on Fushi there. I think in the early game, they lost that early game. Warpath is huge. They have a Grok. They should have been able to clean lanes quickly. They should have kind of won that lane, that first laning phase. So it's on both of them. It's on Rome and mid on the side of Memento Mori and how they're going to deal with God Believer and Wubba Lubba.
It's a tough one. It's pretty tough out here. And Warren, I know that you three will take it away from here, but I personally feel Momento Mori really need to change not a lot of their draft, but a few things so that they can have some more win conditions to work on, except for just one Lunox, right? Maybe something that they all together could work on properly, maybe getting a little bit more CC into the mix. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, one thing that kind of threw the wrench in the plans was that CC was already banned, and it was already banned from the side of Memento Mori, and they are banning it again, so probably they are not following with your plan. Though I loved what was aforementioned, and that was the early game. MetaShift, if they run away with the early game, there is no stopping them. I don't think you should be aiming for late game. I think your only chance, if you are looking to succeed, is to try to contest them in the early game, try to make it a little bit more brawly. That's usually the strat against a team that has better macro, because so far, MetaShift, they have the superior macro from us.
I mean, crowd control is what they need on their side. And I think just the macro helping out, it's been kind of in and out with the way that they were going about the entire game. And the early on, his Trex was right with how they had to get that wave cleared. They had to have better rotations. If Memento Mori are losing out in terms of rotations, then yeah, MetaShift, there's no other way for them to make a comeback, is there?
Hold on. I like the Hayabusa. We do have a change of bans from last game. We get the Hayabusa ban this time, which is huge. Memento now they ban the Grok themselves too. So do they just pick up the Lancelot and then give over the YSS or something along those lines? They pick up the Hilda first as the steal. Interesting. But the thing is with the Hayabusa ban, now Jushin's open. That's locked in immediately.
They call me
Yes. That was kind of expected, but I already knew where they are going with this plan, because if you ban Grok, you are definitely going for Hilda. I agree with your point that they could have went for Lancelot because Hayabusa already made it, you know, kind of nice. But at the same time, they banned the Grok, but after that was Hayabusa banned. They will still be able to get away with Lancelot pick for themselves because Jason Shin was the pick for MetaShift. They prioritized him over that, which is surprising to me. Because in those 1v1s, Jason Shin, you know, he's not the best.
I mean, if you ask me, I think Yisun-Shin, I like it. I like the Yisun-Shin because he's playing around the Jushin, first of all. That Crimson Beacon blanket kind of acts like a protection or like a veil. So I kind of like it, Scared. What do you think?
I kind of want to see Kiwi from Momento Mori.
I want
Kiwi
Ruby.
Hilda mid.
I want Ruby for the YSS.
Yeah, Ruby for the YSS makes sense.
Yeah,
that could be the case.
Alice, not bad either.
It's go ahead, Trey.
It's like, haha. No, you go ahead. You take this one. You take this one.
I just personally feel like with the Kimmy in the composition, it works so very well, boys. And Chrono, stop laughing out there. I know that you've been laughing first to the CC, which I meant as crowd control, and Warren putting my leg there was saying, yeah, it's a CC ban from their side, and now this one. But all jokes aside, yeah, I personally feel that Kimmy would have been a much better pick in this scenario. You have a mid lane priority. You know that river control and everything that we talk about. Plus, at the same time, with the Lancelot, you've got a very good early to mid game transition. That's the only thing, man. Warren, what about you?
Maybe they are thinking the same thing that we talked about. Fushi is not feeling himself, so they will not make him the carry. They will kind of, you know, give him the last pick and give all the good picks to the rest of the team, and he will try to do his best, but they will try to rest a little bit more of that pressure on the other members of the team. Because if you look at that, right now it's the engage and the start of the fight is in the hands of those three members. It's in the hands of Warpath, Noel, and Samo. So Fushi could try to follow up on that. Maybe with Farsa, we saw him play Farsa, could be an angle here. Kronos?
I'm just looking at what they can do with the gold lane for MetaShift. Are they trying to go double fighter? Noah and Pelimetronio. He usually plays marksman. He usually plays a carry, regardless of the fact that they have a Yisun-Shin or not. That's his style, yeah. And speaking about that, he goes for a Granger himself. If it's not broke, why fix it? That's what the saying is, and that's what they're gonna go with. Oh no, what's going on? Okay, Trex.
I mean, this isn't a horrible pick against the Jushin. We saw it a lot, like what last MSC. We saw a little bit.
yeah.
As the counter to the Jushin, you have the range. There's definitely been some nerfs since then. There's been some changes since then. I would have been more on board with something like a Farza or a lot of other possibilities on the map. But hey, maybe it's comfortability for Fushi. Maybe we're jumping into something, a bit more comfortable. I'm still on board, scared yet. Is this Alice gold lane? And we're about to find out now. No. So EXP Alice, Rome, Hilda.
It's tough, man. I just feel that instead of going for anything else, they want some simple pick for Samo, which can also have a huge impact in game. And now they want to go with a proper single set of carry in the hands of Shaos. That's the idea, but I don't know, man. I'm not loving that kind of draft. I still think MetaShift have eventually closed this one out big time.
There is one even more there's even one added thing to that. You said MetaShift will close it out, and if you look at their team comp, they are a little bit more heavy on the magic damage department. And I usually say, if you're a little bit more heavy on the magic damage department, it's more alright than being heavy on the physical side, because warrior boots compared to tough boots offer so much more protection against the respective damage type. Because both of those teams are a little bit reliant on one of their damage types compared to the other.
Interesting take. All right, Kronos, Trex. Before we move into the game itself, quick predictions. Who do you have as the better draft? Kronos first, then Trex.
I mean, MetaShift looks so good with their draft, man. What is the Zetian? What's the Claude? I don't see any synergy. What, they're going to go full dive with Zetian sitting pretty in the back line? I don't know. Not really how it works.
Yeah, Trex, what about you?
MetaShift's drafts feels more well-rounded. It feels not as sporadic. I definitely give it into their hands, but we'll see what happens.
As the Warriors rise through the hell, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Momento Mori to maybe take in this game number 2 as MetaShift are leading by 1. Boys, take it away.
All right, so Memento Mori coming back after a rough loss. We're already seeing with Fushi, though, some of the range, and that is going to be huge against God Believer here. A lot of damage already, but look at the response. Warpath down already. First blood, 46 seconds.
Oh my god, it's not looking good. I feel like they're losing their heads. They're tired. They don't know what's going on. This is when you see players start fighting, ripping each other's throats out, while the opposition is just kind of, watching you do that to yourself.
I mean, tired, man. I woke up at like 7 a.m. for this, and I'm not tired. I was up till like 2 a.m. last night. I'm not tired. I need Momento Mori to like eat their Wheaties, drink a Red Bull, do what you gotta do, because we're in game 2 right now, and we still have a long way to go. The thing about Memento Mori, looking at their comp, that's definitely mid to late game. And with the aggression that MetaShift likes to bring, it's a problem. It's a major problem, and they got to do something in this early game to try to staunch the bleeding.
20 seconds to the turtle. You slept at what? 2, bro? I slept at half 4. I woke up at half 6. Come on.
Okay.
I was watching John Cena's
I'll get my numbers up.
Match. No, I was watching John Cena's retirement match, you can't see me no more. That's what his statement is. But is MetaShift going to say Momentum or you can't see them anymore? Oh, wait. Okay. No, he's just trying to walk through with the punctures. Noel's to level 3 and leave me already getting his hands on the turtle.
So this is what Memento Mori needs to be doing, though. Just kind of hit and run. They don't need to take full fights. They should be trying to get little steals onto this turtle. You have a Lancelot. You have Thorn Rose. You have Puncture. You have ways to go for cheeky attacks. Zao, though, in a little bit of trouble. Forced to use his ult just to get away there. Look at the damage, though, on a God Believer. Still able to flicker away. MetaShift's so good at disengaging.
Yeah, it's so good. They have the ability to kite out. They have the ability to single pick off some target, whoever they wish to, with the hands of Bubba Lubba Dub Dub. And Bobarushik is just going to be the same thing that he was in the previous game. Basically, a more beautiful version of Uranus.
Yeah, I mean, very true, very true. Good point, good point, good point. You caught me off guard with that one. I started to blush. But yes. Bobarushik, though, but still 2 games in a row, pretty much the same type of hero, like you just said, and it's comfortability for Bobarushik. And as long as this Esmeralda goes untouched, it's going to continue to go untouched and unkills into the mid to late game. Claude's going to be the major hope in trying to shred this Esmeralda down, but that's not going to happen until 7-8 minutes, second, third item.
Yeah, and I think Warpath he's not really able to provide the vision, is he? He's not able to conquer the river that he liked so much. Oh my god, the Lantern Flare just pulled him across the wall. Somebody got to check his visa, man.
Well, what you just said, that's the thing. You should be able to get vision with this Hilda, but because you've already taken a death, because you lose to the early game aggression of MetaShift, you can't. You can no longer hang out in their jungle. You just get caught by the Kalea. You get thrown around by God Believer on the Jushin. And that's the issue. If Memento Mori would have just kind of hung out in the early game, not fallen too far behind, not be out at almost a 2K deficit already, you could use Warpath to your advantage. But now, you kind of can't.
I mean, look at the EXP lane, though. Just Gentleman's Handshake, going to make the rotation faster. Alice, Esmeralda, what can they do? They're going to find endlessly until the game's kind of over, and they'll probably still be fighting. So just clear the waves out, proxy each other's waves. Now you get to see them in the turtle pit. Oh, they go Tsunami Slam down onto Warpath. Gets taken away by Metronia. Throwing a Ruin to the back line. Shao goes in. Blazing Duet. A lot of damage down. Everyone is low, but the turtles still have HP.
That's a huge play by the side of Memento Mori. Can they bring something from a lot of damage onto God Believer? God Believer brought low, trying to get the kill. They're able to succeed.
Oh my god, Memento Mori able to make the most out of the opportunity, but Leave Me sneakily steals away the turtle. So still MetaShift not letting go of the goal lead that they have. Memento Mori, though, fighting back, getting a little bit of tempo on their side.
The Samo Shao duo right now. Watch for that ult-to-ult combo. It's going to be huge. Let's take a look at the replay. Samo comes in, three-man lockdown, and the Blazing Duet to just shred through. The problem is all of this is where was Noel? If he could have just got that turtle, it could have been game-changing for them.
Yeah, and you can see right now, Samo on the top side as well, super low, trying to make it out of harm's way. Will he be able to do so? Oh no, this is illegal. Oh, Bober flickered! He kind of predicted it as well, tried to juke him, but got caught out nonetheless.
All right, so we're back to 1,000 gold lead for MetaShift. Not as bad as it was. Memento Mori definitely evens the playing field a little bit. And we get to see the possibilities from their composition, from their combo. Fushi as well with the big stun. If they can time these ults well, there's a lot of boxes to check, but if they can do it, we know that they can win team fights.
And you know what? Not just that. I was thinking about how the Throne of Ruin kind of connected from Samo and Shao. You're talking about that duo combo, but don't forget you have a global ultimate with the hands of Fushi with that Fury of the Phoenix. So that's a lockdown that gives enough time for that delayed stun from the Throne of Ruin to hit for the Alice. So that could be the real wombo combo that we could be looking at later on once they're scaled and once they find an opening.
All right, so Memento Mori feeling a bit more in their groove. They finally take a dub, at least in terms of fights. And you can kind of see the confidence playing. They're running a bit better as a unit. But MetaShift just doing what they do best, man. They don't let it phase them. They keep moving around the map. Bobarusik back to the top side. They've taken a tower. They're playing the map. And look at all four of them down by turtle side right now, ready for when this turtle spawns.
Well, we're playing a 2-2-1 on the map. You got the gold laner and EXP laner together, Rome and mid laner, while the assassin's just soloing the entire time. 10,000 HP on the turtle, getting it started. Pelimetroni poking from afar, Wubba looking for someone to pick off, but look at Warpath goes into the back line straight away. Samo as well. Fury of the Phoenix comes out, but Noel able to get that turtle as they go in through. Crimson Beacon on the backside. Samo has to get away. Bobarushik has been a problem.
All right, so they get the turtle, they lose Warpath. As long as they don't lose a tower here, it's not a horrible play for Memento Mori. At this point, when you're behind, even a draw is a kind of a win, right? Even a draw in terms of gold, keeping things the same, is good for your team, especially in the hands of Memento Mori, who want to try to scale up a bit more.
Well, he's not having the best of games. Oh, wait, they're committing. Bobarushik super low. Warpath wants to go in, but God Believer just standing, passing light, showing the way. Just not to the kill, though.
Bobarusik is so good at knowing his limits. He did it last time on the Uranus, this time on the Esmeralda, knowing that I can get down to about 10% health, and I still got this. I still have the flicker. I still feel comfortable. And overall, Bobarusik has just been the nuisance, the thorn in Memento Mori's foot.
Yeah, and I think Warpath is trying to be the same for MetaShift. It's just not working out. That early first blood that he gave away, the first kill that he gave away, kind of makes it a problem for him. He's not able to dominate the river as much as he'd like to. Yes, he's dishing out damage, but then now again, a little too deep, caught in enemy territory. That's a free kill for Leave Me.
Yeah, Warpath, I mean, I get it. You're a Hilda. It's okay if you die, but it's not okay to keep on dying like this. It's just not worth it. And this is what's making MetaShift keep gaining gold, even when the map's at a standstill overall. They're now at a 3.5K gold lead. Tier 2 tower goes down on the top side. Memento Mori looking a lot like game 1 at this point.
Look at Leave Me, man. He's level 13. Noel is level 10. That's a massive difference. And the gold speaks volumes. 1,650 almost. He's building in towards an endless battle now. Oh, they're looking strong. Already another glowing wand in the side of, in the hands of the Jushin. Now getting a Sky Piercer as well. Chastis Pauldron coming through from the Kalea. Radiant armor present. They're racking up defenses on top of defenses. The Sky Piercer is going to be there in the hands of Pelemetronio. So you got to get executes left, right, and center across the board.
All right, so Samo looking for a possible angle here. Memento Mori might want to try to contest this. The puncture in.
Oh, they go
Leave
in, but they miss. Yeah, and I think already getting the Tsunami Slam down. Warpath in the back line, but Blazing Duet from Xiao as well gets caught out, knocked up. BMI out of there. Pelemetronio still standing tall. Samo makes it out at the right time, but Xiao gets taken away in the hands of God Believer.
Yeah, it's like they second guess themselves. Memento Mori, it's like, do we go for the Lord? Do we not go for the Lord? They're all over the place. 27 Sky Piercer stacks on to Pelemetronio at this point, more than he had last game, which means he's going to be even more of a problem.
Yeah. And now, again, it feels like a repeat of last game, doesn't it? 10 minutes in, that's when the Lord started marching in. They're really good at getting this first Lord and snowballing. All tier 2s down. Our Momentum are going to be able to defend this.
I mean, it's definitely possible. It's first Lord. It's not the end game. They do have clear with the Claude. They have decent stun and just overall siege defense with the rest of their composition. But MetaShift, with the advantage they already have, 7.5 gold lead almost, they could really try to push. Kalea?
Oh my god, goes in for the Tsunami Slam, singling out Samo. That was a flicker play coming through, just left by his lonesome self, and now you can see God Believer, Crimson Beacon, Fury, the Phoenix comes out as well at the same time. They're trying to siege the inhibitor on the bot side. They're able to get it. BMI coming through from Xiao, looking to catch Pelemetronio. Believe me, finds him on a killing spree. 3 members down and out, 4v2. Can they defend another wave?
Yeah, this could be game ending. You've lost your Shred, you've lost the Claude. Noel just trying to clear waves at this point. Tower gonna go down. Samo back up's gonna help out. MetaShift gonna play safe though and back off.
Oh my god, can we get a replay at that Sokol? Be awesome, please. That play on the bot side leading into a fight where Xiao had to go in with a BMI. Yeah, not the best, was it?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the best. It looked good. It looked good at first. I was about to, let's go! And then it just completely crumbles around. Here it comes in just a second. The stun locks in. By then, he's already gone. And the only thing that saved them there, the only thing that saved Memento Mori there was the quick stun towards the end. They're able to defend. If MetaShift wanted to, they could have tried to manhandle that base at the end. But they play it safe. We've got an 8K gold lead. It's all good.
47 stacks on the Sky Piercer and 500 stacks now on his passive. Pelemetronio, monster. You know what Pelemetronio stands for in Russian? In Polish or Russian? I'm sorry, folks. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It could be a a question for the giveaway. Moderators, what language was it in Pelemetronio? It means dumpling man.
Dumpling man.
Bro, I love that guy, bro. Dumpling man. Dumpling's my favorite food. Exactly. So Dumpling Man is his name. That's what it literally translates to.
Which is very. I mean, he's quick on his feet though. The guy's 5'1" and 2", man. He's quick on his feet. I don't think he's like dumpling man in terms of eating dumplings. I think he's like dumpling man in terms of like, I'm a street vendor. I make dumplings really fast and I serve Memento Mori on the block right now. You know what I'm saying? He's in the river just serving Destinatas, taking them out. He's 5'1" and 2".
Yeah, we got the God Believer shedding light as well. The stalls are ready, all ready to go. And now street food is being served up. MetaShift bringing it down. Xiao is the first one to go. Leave me onto Warpath. He don't care. He's a tank.
Warpath going down. Leave me. Gonna be able to get the kill here. Fushi just trying to defend. Maybe biting off more than shoes. Noel taking him for a bit of a rabbit chase here. But it's not gonna be enough. Samo on his own to defend the base.
The minion was the one to take him down at the end. He tried. He really tried. But then again, this is quicker than last time, and MetaShift say it's kind of over. Throne of Ruin coming through as well. Samo trying to defend, but cannot do anything for the damage that MetaShift are bringing them. They drew first blood, and they take the next one as well.
Yeah, first blood deciders on the side of MetaShift here. And it's continuing to be the same exact story we saw in game number 1. Where do they go from here? I said it before, Momento Mori has to defend in the early phase. They need to be able to win out in laning phase if they want to win these games, and they're still unable to do that.
You got two of the best laners out there, man, for the side of MetaShift. How are you going to try and take that away from them? We've always been mentioning Pelmetronio as the greatest gold laner Europe has seen till date. And he's constantly putting out his strength as well. And then Boborusik joins the lineup too. Guess what? Even if the mid trio does decent, these two are absolutely going to demolish their lanes. And Warren, we clearly saw that happen.
Yes, but at the same time, I feel like the biggest strengths of MetaShift are not just their individual laning, but more so the team fights and the rotations on the map. They're just so quick, they're on the right spots at the right times, and they just feel more fluent. It feels like for those first two games, Memento Mori are speaking each one of them in a different language. They don't really seem to be on the same foot. Chronos, you know?
I agree. It feels like one guy's talking Spanish, one's talking Tagalog, one's trying to talk Hindi, the other one's trying to talk Russian. I mean, that's 4 players already. Probably the 5th one just talking in English, saying, hey guys, we got to make something happen, because the way that they're playing definitely not working out. And feels like, I don't know, did that Dracy change really make that much of a difference, or are MetaShift just the, you know, just a complete rung above them, like a complete level above them?
I mean, MetaShift does look clean overall, and just terms of gameplay on the map, from micro to macro, they're playing well and they're in sync. And when I look at Memento Mori, they seem to be second-guessing some of these team fights. One person's on board, the other's not. They had one really good play in that entire game, essentially, and that was when it seemed like everyone was there and ready to go.
That shows up as well on this entire strength as well. I mean, Boborusik in the previous one, he was the ball. This time he's the carry. And how many times have we already seen the Esmeralda showing up super high in terms of that damage? That happens whenever Boborusik is playing out here. But the MVP, Warren, goes to leave me.
Yeah, I think he definitely deserved that after that Isun Shin performance he put on. But the draft that they had, we saw the crumbles, we saw the chinks in the draft even before even the Volt draft was finished. We were especially talking about Zetian. Yeah, she has the least deaths out of the Volt team. Actually, if we look into it in retrospect and analyze what really went wrong, it felt like Hilda, even though it was a super high prio pick and they made basically the Volt draft about her, and that was the first pick that they had, they were not really able to utilize it. The Kalia answer was so good.
You agree when I say MetaShift are looking like the Avengers and they got Thor and Hulk on both sides?
I mean, they definitely look good. They look good overall. Memento Mori, I just want to see more from him, and I think right now, yeah, draft has been an issue. Well, first game, there was some other problems. Their draft looked great. This game, draft kind of fell off. The Alice, the Fushi on I mean, it was overall, I'm not against the Hilda. It's everything that followed the Hilda that kind of messed me up.
I do like the draft as well, or rather, at least the Hilda pick there. I understood the idea about Claude and Samo. They instantly went in together, and in the first turtle fight, we also saw that kind of work out. But that just was not enough. I personally feel like with something like this, you kind of need another frontliner and maybe change your mage a little bit so that you also have a sub DPS or maybe even a late game DPS that can pair up pretty well with the Claude. Like maybe a Farsa. Lunox was banned out by them, if I'm not wrong, by them only. So that's a different story. Warren, you've seen all the stats. You've seen all the damage numbers. Anything that you noticed there?
Well, I'm just hoping that, as you said, different story. that this game will be a different story. Because the first two, they really look like they are following the script that probably Kid Bomba made with his prediction. Because this is just all going according to plan. Super quick games, the first one being longer than the second one. It looks like MetaShift are scaling up, they are powering up like Goku, you know. Like how strong will they be in the last game? And I don't know what's gonna happen. Kronos, where do you think Memento Mori could try to outplay MetaShift? We already saw 2 games, so we kind of know where they are. Where do you think is the hope for them and their fans?
They gotta power up over level 9,000. They gotta max their power over 9,000. That's the only way they can try and make something happen for themselves. Momentum, for those of you who didn't get the joke, I'm sorry, RIP. But but with the way Momento Mori have been playing the draft, they're relying too much on wombo combos. Game number 1, they did the same. Game number 2, they kind of went for the same idea. Just play your natural game, man. Play something that you're good at. Go for a pickoff. Get something in macro. Try and get mid lane prio. Give Noel something that he can work it. Put him on the Fredrin. Play around the Fredrin. It's all right. You can make it happen. They need to try something else, not the same way.
I just think they need to not die in the first 2 minutes, and then they might have a chance. That's because it's true though. I mean, it is simple. Because MetaShift has won laning phase both games. They've gotten 1,000 gold lead in the first minute or two. If Memento Mori can just play a slow game, not fall into the bait, then I think they could hang out. Most of their compositions, they want to work towards 7, 8, 9 minutes, and they haven't even been able to keep it a stalemate until then.
Yeah, that's one of the strongest things which you mentioned here, right? You need to play it slow in the early game to try and transition well into that late game instead of just throwing everything up out there in terms of taking that neutral objective. I did understand the idea with the Lancelot though, but I think so I'm on board with Kronos. Noel's strength has been those tanky junglers. It has always been to enable previously Dracy as well as Fushi so that they could deal the damage. This time it's Xiao. Yes, they've had less practice, but I think so going back to their basics, going back to the fundamentals, Warren, bringing Noel's tank jungle, that might be the answer.
Might be, but it won't be Baksha, that I can tell you for free. Everyone knows that. Could be Fredrin, you talked about it before. That could be one of them. Still, I have to say another thing I don't like. Memento Mori are, for the 3rd time, going for the blue side. It didn't work twice. Why do we keep going for the blue side? Switch something up. Just mentally, it should be good for you to go on the opposite side because you kind of refresh, you know. Maybe it will not really do something immediately, but just mentally you feel better. It's a different approach to the draft. It didn't work twice. Why you do it twice? Oh no, do you see a pattern here?
Not. I mean, I don't know why they're doing it. I really don't understand. It didn't work twice. Why are you trying to force it for the 3rd time? Maybe they have some sort of strategies that they cooked up to see how they can make it work and then go to their natural game. Or I think they're just praying that, you know, if they have another guy who's more of a God believer than God believer.
I mean, there's an old saying that says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't get fooled again.
Don't happen here.
That's you made it. You made it.
That don't happen here. That don't happen here, sir. That saying is something new. I've never heard of that one.
That's the new patch. It got patched, Kronos.
That's the MetaShift. That's the MetaShift.
Rebouncing.
For all my J. Cole fans out there.
Warren?
I thought you would have to say something. I thought you would say something about the Grok, because Grok, now they're switching things up. They didn't go for a Grok first pick, but they have him as an answer to Kalia, which might be successful, might be not. But another pattern that I see here. 2 magic damage heroes on the side of MetaShift, so they are kind of building their team comp again for this high magic damage. Maybe they will switch things up. Who knows? What do you expect in the rest of the draft?
Hayabusa. First up, love that first pick. He's been the top of the jungle for a long time in this current meta with the way that it's been going. He's good everywhere, all across the board. And they take away the Granger. Finally, we get to see something different. No, not like this. They respond back with the Uranus on the other side. Oof. They probably, if they don't ban out Hereth, Hereth's gonna go in the hands of Pelamatron. That's all I can say. Memento needs to ban out the Hereth.
I don't know. I think you ban out the Lance and the YSS here and attack the jungle. They haven't picked jungle yet on the side of MetaShift. You force them into something out of the norm overall and give yourself an advantage over Turtle. I like the Grok. They still have a nice early game, and they do have crowd control to possibly deal with the Uranus down the line. We still need a mage from them, and I still think, like I said last time, Farza's not a bad answer to God Believer. That could be, though, a good ban for MetaShift here.
They've played the Uranus in the jungle before. They've played the Uranus in the jungle before. So I'm just thinking that when I saw this Uranus, I'm instantly thinking of the jungle. I didn't even think EXP lane when I saw MetaShift picking it up. So I don't know. Maybe that could be a thing. But hey, 50-50 ban on the Eastern Shin and the Herod.
I mean, the good thing about MetaShift is they get the flexibility now, right? You have the Uranus. If that's true, they played in the jungle, then now they have that option, and it kind of gets in Momento Mori's head.
It's also this thing, right? You can eventually pick up the Fredrin as well. Try and counter thing.
Good call. Good call.
What's going on?
All right. There you
Crystal
go.
ball
We've got
today.
Fredrin as well. Someone's cooking, man. Someone's cooking. And even for Pelmetronio, to be honest, yes, you definitely need a carry out here for him. So this could be the classic Irithel that we normally see and works pretty well in the lane against Ranger as well. Warren.
Lisa, buddy.
Well, no. We had this yesterday. Everyone didn't like it. They won. But Fushi said it in the interview. He thinks Cecilian is good. I don't know, Fushi. I don't know. I want to believe in you. I want to be a believer. I want to be a Fushi believer. But I don't know if I can put all my hopes in Cecilian. I don't know, Kronos.
Can't be a Fushi believer. I'm a sushi believer, bro. They're looking to slice them down in the river. And they get a Beatrix coming out later on. I like the Terizla. You're making plays. It's a classic sort of a lineup coming in from Momento Mori. Feels like from one of your ranked games. So if they can win with that, yeah, it's gonna completely turn everything around.
Listen, all right, Memento Mori, worry when I see Sicilian. They can't get to late game. Why pick a late game hero? But they do still have decent control. In all technicality, their composition should do well in Turtle Pits. They have crowd control. They have Terizla for the Fredrin. They have Hayabusa who can dash in. You have Gruk. You have answers to MetaShift's compositions. It's not like their drafting is horrible. It's the execution that's not following up behind it.
Yeah, Warren, what are your thoughts about it? And be quick.
Well, the team comp for Memento Mori is kind of hard to play, where MetaShift only need to hit Beatrix ultimate, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a big pick-off comp, which you rightly mentioned, with the Tsunami Slam into the Bennett stage. We have seen Jackpots pull that off multiple times. But the question is, can MetaShift do it once again and move all the way to match point, series point, as well as championship points? Momento Mori have got 2 chances, and one of them could be lost right now as they move in the Land of Dawn.
Hey, they're moving into match point, MetaShift. They got all the confidence in the world. 2-0. Playing off the playbook that Kid Bombo left them with a 4-0 prediction. Momento Mori, if they got to play off the Kronos playbook, they need to turn it around now.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think if I'm going to bet on like any game, if I'm going to say, hey, this is the game, I'm a gambling man. You know, that's how we do it down here. And I think Memento Mori might... I got this feeling in my gut that maybe they pull this one off, you know? They already haven't died once. We're a minute in. It's looking good for them overall. They have good wave control. They have the crowd control. I think there's a chance.
Hey, you're a gambler, and guess what? Warren's a big gambler as well. He won 2 houses and 2 cars gambling on the victories of certain teams. But, I mean...
Richest caster?
Yeah, richest caster. He's got 3 houses. He's got 3 cars. He gave me one of the houses as well. You could ask him after the game, you know, give you a house. He could probably drop it right in the center of Tampa.
Shoot it. Now down in the gold lane, Zhao should have the advantage. Like, this is the first time I'm seeing, even though the Sicilian's a little sus, Memento Mori does have a lot of, from gold lane to mid to EXP. They're not looking bad. And like I said, for the first time, we're seeing them actually control River a little bit. But MetaShift now looking for the engage. Fushi in trouble.
Oh, nice Purify popped in at the right time, but that means he's going to be very susceptible to the crowd control coming in this turtle take. Again, if you took a look at that very closely, they baited them out. They baited out Fushi into the river, and then next thing you know, he got caught.
No level 4 for Warpath.
Oh my god,
engage from Samo.
Penalty zone going in already. You can see a nice use of the Tectonic Charge, but you can see Upraise's Wrath drop down. First blood. Samo goes down. Turtle in the hands of God Believer. Memento Mori did everything right, but not the execution. Tsunami slammed down as well. Noel is down and out. And now the tides have completely turned.
I just lost my money. 3 deaths already. They made up for not getting the kill in the first minute. They got 3 in 2.5. So 1,600 gold lead over to MetaShift. Memento Mori just a little late to the party. Noel wasn't there for the engage. The penalty zone comes in, but no one's there to back it up. Warpath finally gets level 4. We'll see. He doesn't have level 4 at first. He's level 3, sin and a half. Here comes the penalty zone. Noel doesn't use the shadow kill, doesn't try to get the steal. I mean, overall, MetaShift just playing better.
Just a step ahead, right? It's just literally just one step ahead in everything. Noel is just not there on time. I don't know if it's the emblem, if it's the leash he's getting early on, but leave me just a step ahead in terms of how they're moving in and around the jungle, the rotations. Again, it just feels like they are just one step ahead.
Yeah, so now Memento Mori. Hope goes into Zhao here. Still deathless. Going to try to rotate to the mid, get more gold, up and down. It's a 75% audience prediction. Are you the 25%, Kronos?
Hey, man, I've been in this position before for Memento Mori, but then again, without Dracy, doesn't feel like a party is happening. Can't get the Nicolette treatment and let it go and get you down like that all the time. Memento Mori needs to pick themselves up, and like you said, this is the game to bet on if you are looking to get something down. That's why I feel like they went for the Sicilian. They've done this before. Bet on the late game, but not against MetaShift. You got to get to the mid game to bet on the late game. They can't even get to that point.
Yeah, so hopefully Memento Mori realizes that now, and it's like, okay, let's slow it down. Watch for Zhao and Warpath here. Zhao looks for something, unable to get the steal, leave me able to get the turtle. Memento Mori just needs to back off at this point.
Yeah, nice use of the Purify from Chao as well, baiting out the Tsunami Slam and the Banish Rage at the same time. Fushi catching 2 members. Wubble, nice use of there as well, but you see 2 men knocked up by Warpath. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Pelamatroni able to get a 1v1, and Noel going in. Oh my goodness, they're not able to cast the right target. Noel's got the no man's land. Ogi shadow kill, will he find someone? God Believer comes in, flanks from the side. Bobarushik able to get that kill.
That looked so good for Memento Mori. Noel, I thought Noel was a little bit late, comes down from the bot. If you were looking at the minimap, go rewind it, whatever you want. Noel comes down, hits the shadows, and goes to the bottom one instead of close to the gold lane. Just rough. It's rough, man. It's rough for Memento Mori right now.
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I feel like they did, man. Feels like they did.
Woke up on the floor.
I had a dream that they were falling from the sky. Next thing you know, they had to wake up. And oh my god, it's time. Game time already. That's what they said. Meanwhile, Noel having troubles trying to take his own orange buff. Bobarusic Consecration tries to get out of there. Xiao needs a couple of stacks. He needs to get something in his favor soon.
Yeah, everyone's in a deficit right now on the side of Memento Mori, but taking a look at gold laners, Pelamatronia 1,000 ahead, 1-0-0, and this is what we've been seeing for the past few games. We're 6 minutes in, 3.5k gold lead. Memento Mori, now you're really just on buy time. Don't fight anybody, don't get crazy. We need to get to 18 minutes, and that's it.
How are you able to buy time if Bobarusic standing right in your face? That guy has been a problem.
Well, I will say this. Game number 1, they could have bought time. They overextend out of the base. They were down to nothing but inhibitors. They overextend out of the base. Warpath goes for whatever he's going for, and they all get knocked up. And here we are again. Warpath too far deep. Bobarusic jumps in, gets the kill, wants more. Can they get the response?
Hey, Ogi Shadow Kill come out at any time. Bobarusic taking down super low. Nibiru's Passion already expended. Xiao able to get that down, but they're not able to defend that mid-tier 1. God Believer, Crimson Beacon, making sure they cannot protect that tier 1 in the mid lane.
All right. You got to cut off the arm or you got to cut off the hand to save the body sometimes, right? You lose a tower, it's okay. At least they do get the response kill, and the kill goes into the hands of Zhao. You get the shutdown, a little bit of gold, but the gold still continues to climb from MetaShift. Let this tier 3 on the top side go. Samo, don't try to contest it. Leave it alone, please.
Standing there watching. He can't do anything at this point, but slowly whittling them down. That's what MetaShift are doing. But like you said, Momento Mori are looking at the bleeding. They got to try and stop it. At least they're aware this time, not like the past 2 games where they didn't know what to do. This time they look a little more composed. They look like they know what they're doing. They don't have the tempo. They don't have the momentum, but they're waiting for the right time to turn it around.
All right, so MetaShift, though, this is what they always do. They don't need to force it. They take it slow. They don't take any risks. They hang out like, come on, we're going to starve you. We're going to let these minions clear themselves. We got 60 seconds to buy until the next Lord. They don't try to push it. And this is where I'm seeing, MetaShift really shining overall. They're able... Oh, wait, nice knockup.
Oh my god, they threw everything at Wubba Lubba. They threw everything at him, but now they don't know what to do, and they might get sandwiched. No, they don't. Nice path in coming out from Momento Mori to make it our harm's way. A nice Guardian's Berry as well, but now they get caught up in the sandwich play. Bobaruchin goes in as well. Leave Me gets a taunt down. Nibiru's Passion comes out, and they find Samo, take him down, and Warpath's gonna be next. Noel with the Ogi Shadow kill. God Believer! Oh my god! He died. Oh no!
Hey, a two for 2 is a good trade when you're losing. They don't lose any towers either. Memento Mori, in what looked really rough at first, they at least get something. They find Wubba Lubba. They get a kill on the God Believer. The gold drops about 200 for MetaShift. It's something in the hands for Memento Mori, even though it didn't look the prettiest.
They're scrappy fighters, man. They're scrappy fighters. They're willing to do anything it takes to win, trying the best that they can. MetaShift need to understand they cannot let Momento Mori back into the game. 3.5k goal lead. Let it stay that way. It's all right. We got to do what we do best. Slow the game down. Take the towers. Get the neutral objectives. 10th minute mark. The Lord comes down the lane. Let's take their tier 2s, grab an inhibitor, and make something happen.
All right. They're able to take the top lane. Memento Mori finally getting a little bit of map present back. Do they take that top? No, but Lord's still coming. Top does finally fall. And Memento Mori did this, in game number 2 or game number 1? They give up Lord. They go for a tower up top. They try to slow down Lord a little bit here. But they can't get too far out of the base, especially when a Lord's coming. This is a bad move on the side of Memento Mori. Look at the damage from Pelamatronio.
Oh my god, he's fed, man. He is fat. That is one fat Pelamatronio. That's one fat Beatrix. Gets all them dumplings chopped down. And now it's going to be a problem for Memento Mori. Lord's already at the tier 2 on the top side. They're trying to make something happen. Oh no, Bobaruchin. Overextended?
Zhao now 2-1-2. Not even overextended. I mean, just good play by Memento. They're able to catch him off guard. And this is huge when a Lord's coming towards you. Zhao going up to the top side while MetaShift's distracted down on bot, trying to get these tier 2s. This is the best perfect scenario for Memento Mori at this point.
I think Wubba Lubba trying to make sure he catches somebody off guard. Tier 2s defended, or rather taken away by MetaShift. Inhibitors are trying to be defended. Holy Shield still left standing, so they bought a couple more minutes. That's 2 more additional minutes, if I'm not wrong, to make sure they're able to defend their base without having to do a lot.
And MetaShift goes from like a much larger, the gold lead kind of getting brought down a little bit. Memento Mori inching themselves back into this game. The longer it goes on, the more damage they're going to be doing Fushi. The more these Sky Piercer stacks are going in to the hands of Zhao. The possibilities are coming. Warpath finally actually hitting some decent tectonic charges. Not group tectonic charges, but catching one here and there.
Man, you got to catch them all after a while. That's the only ultimate plate that they're looking for. 1 by 1, that's what Wubba Lubba wants to do. 10 stacks on the Sky Piercer, 414 on his passive. Not the best. I think when you saw Pelamatronio playing the Granger, he was about 500 plus. And at this point, I think 50 seconds to the Lord. What do they got to do?
Listen, Pelamashmonio, we're on Memento Mori side right here. We're on Game 7 side right here. Zhao is going to step it up. Warpath maybe going to step it up. Let's hype up the people. It's what we want. But still, it's still looking rough. Here comes a concealed play. Warpath going to get caught off once again.
Yeah, and he gets caught off every single time, and a Tsunami Slam not left alone. He's got to do everything that he can, but this time he survives. Not a lot of backup coming through. Pelemetronio didn't use the Banished Rage. Patient enough to know that he's not the right target. He's only the bait. We get him, reel everybody in, and that's how we cook the fish.
Right, a nice turnaround from Memento there. Gaining map presence, not losing too much. Lord gonna be up. Do they try to contest this, Kronos?
I think they gotta. This time they have something on their side. It's not too much of a goal lead. They make something happen. They've preheated their ovens, and now it's time to cook.
Noel's not there yet, though. A little late to the party. Big knock up on 3.
Yeah, and you can see Banished Rage as well, making sure to clear a separation. They want to go in, but Boborushik too much, man. This guy's way too much for them to deal with. He's zoning out 4 members by himself.
And with that ult gone from Warpath, they need to bide a little bit more time, wait for the next play to happen. Samo does have the penalty zone. This is probably the best Lord contestation we've seen in 3 games so far.
Look at the map, though, on the top side. You can see Noel has to respond, and MetaShift will look at him and instantly lock down the Lord. Every time you see Momento Mori have 2 steps ahead, they take one back themselves.
I'm wondering if they should be using someone else to go to that long lane. Someone other than Noel, especially if they want to contest it. Send Samo, send Fushi, maybe not Zhao. I don't know which one you want to send, but Noel being gone, MetaShift's waiting for that moment, like you said. And the moment they got vision on him on top side, they burst down Lord.
Clean, crisp macro from MetaShift. Again, 13 minutes, 18 seconds. How many times have we seen at the same minute, at the same seconds, the Lord just coming on the top side?
But if last time we saw Memento Mori get to second Lord like this, it was over. They made the big mistake. They went too deep. This time, hopefully they learn from their mistakes. They just play defense. Give up this tier 2. Try to hold as many inhibitors as possible and bide a few more minutes. Because like I said, around the 18-minute mark, Fushi could be a huge problem.
They have that Sicilian, as you mentioned, right around the 18th minute mark. 5 minutes. Can they hold on? Conceal play coming in. Leave me. Trying to find an angle. Wubba Lubba up high. Tidal strike. Looking to catch somebody off guard. And he picks out someone. But a tectonic charge to knock 3 members. Wubba Lubba goes down. As Samo, he's able to find the pick off. God Believer. And flickers out of harm's way as well. What a messy, scrappy fight. But Memento Mori threw everything at them. And MetaShift just could not break away. This is the first time Momento Mori have defended all 3 inhibitors on the second Lord.
Yeah, it's huge for them overall. They're finding good plays here and there. They're finding moments. And I'm going to be honest, Noel isn't playing perfectly on the Hayabusa. If he could just step it up a little bit more, they could definitely be winning these fights. If Memento Mori can just dig a little bit deeper, this game could fall into their hands.
Hey, man, dig a little deeper. That's the quote of champions. That's what champions are made of. That's where you want to be. Momento Mori have done this before. They have come back from a deficit in the EMC midway through the year 2025. Nobody really thought they would come out on top. They had a Cinderella story run, for God's sake. They weren't even in the qualifiers. They came in because another team had forfeit their spot. That's how they made their way into the EMC, and then being grand champions for that one. And now making their way again from the qualifiers, from Pro Morello. They got it all the way. They have what it takes. All they got to do is make the right decisions at the right time and trust their gut. And like Trek said, dig a little deeper.
Just play better. Just play better. Dig deeper. Do what you got to do. I love a good storyline, and Memento Mori definitely has that going for them here. If they lose this game, it's match point. You don't see reverse sweeps in best of 7 happen too often. Very rarely. Memento Mori needs to take this game to try to build some momentum for themselves. This time, Noel on the bottom side, close to Lord. Are they going to keep using him for that split push? Look at MetaShift, Wubba Lubba, and Pelemetronio just hanging out on the top side, hoping someone comes and tries to clear.
Oh, they're camping, man. They're camping. The wave pressure's on their side. Their macro's near perfect. Memento Mori know that. That's why nobody there to respond on the top side. They want to go gung-ho on this Lord. Consecration popped in from Boborushik already. But MetaShift's so patient. And the worst part being they have a marksman on the top side. They could go for a backdoor play nonetheless.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the bait. There's zero vision on Matronio and Wubba Lubba right now. Whoever goes up there, it is scary. Wave comes out. They don't need to clear it. But once again, MetaShift has their card checked, man. They know, okay, you guys are over there. We burst down Lord again. And Memento keeps on falling for it. Watch for the possible play here.
Warpath makes his way into the Lord Pit. Leave me to get a taunt down as well, but you can see Tsunami Slam coming down. Now they're looking for the damage coming in onto Noel. Retribution misses from Noel. Leave me able to get that, but at the same time, Metronio mega kill, and now they go in. Wubba Lubba title strike with a flicker. Xiao taken down. That's a stack on the Sky Piercer. God Believer in deep in enemy territory. Gets a triple. Might as well give him the Maniac. They're looking to put down Memento Mori. One hand in the grave, 1 foot in the grave. It's a mega kill, and now they got all 5 members. 1 hand on the trophy, 1 hand on first place. 5 winter crowns. MetaShift burying Momento Mori. Got the grave ready. All they got to do is cover up the dirt.
MetaShift continues to pull the strings in this best of 7, man. Just so clean, and just in that moment, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, here comes the big Lord steal. Here comes the big moment. This is what we're gonna see. This is what's gonna happen. But it just doesn't come through. Memento Mori falls short, and that is a sad story right there.
I was believing in them. From the bottom of my heart was believing in them. And here's a fun fact, right? To double up on that fact. You were never seeing any member from their side being on top of the damage numbers. But over towards that third Lord, right before that, if anything, we saw those damage numbers. And we had Xiao there. We had Fushi there. They were almost pulling it all up, man. A little bit of an impatience. And that was the problem, Warren.
I would call the first 2 games hopeless. This game was hopeful. But the question is, will the 4th game be even more than hopeful? Because I don't think hopeful will cut it for the 4th game. Because right now, MetaShift are on the match point. Memento Mori, they have their backs against the wall. There is nowhere left to run, left to go. They need to fight back for survival if they want to change something about how it's right now going.
Memento Mori fans are hating the look of Bobarushik. They hate that smirk on his face.
That smug face. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm looking at it like, oh my god. I mean, I know I voted for Memento Mori. It gives me a slight bit of, it's that 6-7 feeling, man. But unfortunate that they're not able to do anything about it. It's just MetaShift are just that good. They have no answer. Memento Mori are doing everything right. But MetaShift just know what they're cooking. They're the chef. Memento Mori are just the cooks.
That's definitely, it's a rough place. Taking a look at damage, Delfushi, as Scared did say earlier, comes in and starts actually putting out some real damage there. But in the end, it's just not enough, right? The whole team has to be on board. Everyone needs to be in the right place at the right time. And everything was possibly set up for them perfect there at that last Lord fight. And they just whiff in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, it couldn't have been any more bad for them, I'll have to say that. It felt. Even Fushi had the highest damage in that entire game. And he went in with a pretty good build too. Just added on to that elegant gem. Wanted to see if he's still going to keep that or if he wanted to change it up as well, but they did not have enough time to put that gold in, right? Guys, we know that there are 2 major gold marks, 33,000 and then the 43,000. Momento Mori were able to hit the 2nd marker too. That means all they needed was 1 good team fight, Warren. But that's something they never got.
I'm gonna harp on the Sicilian again, because especially in the one fight that was happening on the top side of the map, it looked so good. But since Sicilian couldn't really get through the front line, there is too much for him to deal with. He couldn't reach the play that Samo was making with the penalty zone on top of Metronio. There was just a little bit of damage that if it went through from anyone, Samo would be able to finish the job and maybe turn the tide of the game. But as as I said before, I didn't like the Sicilian. I don't like it even after the game, even after Fushi secured highest damage, because especially into heroes that they have, if you look at the team comp MetaShift, you need to deal with the backline. Sicilian, he's not helping with dealing with the backline. He's just dealing with the front line. Kronos.
I mean, he didn't have time to reach the backline, did he? He didn't have the damage. He didn't reach that point. Only 17 minutes. This is the time when, if they survived until this point, Momento Mori would have started scaling. This would have been Fushi timer. This would have been when Sicilian starts shining. But man, they weren't able to make it. They were drafting for late game. But if you're not able to reach that point, what is the reason you're drafting for a late game? Go early. Contest the early game. Give MetaShift a run for their money, because we know they like to close out games at 15 minutes. You're not going to get an 18-minute game all the time. You can't keep praying. It's not going to work out. Not against God Believer.
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I'm still kind of on board that MetaShift is just playing much better overall. And in terms of games like this, sometimes it's not. Sometimes the draft, you could draft great, you could draft poor. The decision making on the side of Memento Mori is just a little off right now. I said it during that game, Noel. They're sending Noel up to top side. It's exactly what MetaShift wants. They're always a little late to the party. Engages, Warpath, maybe not making the best timing for his tectonic charges. Just overall, it's small mistakes that are building up over time, and MetaShift isn't really making any mistakes right now. They're playing very cleanly.
You know what? I wanted to double down on the point which you mentioned out here, Trex. Kronos, I know there's something you want to say, but let me cook here for a second. You mentioned how they might want to send anyone apart from Hayabusa to go out and clean the wave. And then I was thinking, who are they actually going to send? There's no one who's fast enough who can clean the wave and then hop into the team fight. Hayabusa is the fastest. And even during the second lot, he used the shadows to move first towards the lane, clean it up, and then hop back. Even after that, he was late. So it was just a pure macro coming in. Now, Kronos and Warren, this one's going to be for both of you. I personally feel that because of the new member added in the roster, right? An unfortunate roster change, you could potentially say. I feel that they don't trust Xiao enough for Noel to pick a tank jungle. And somehow they feel compelled to go for the assassin so that there's not a lot of pressure on Xiao. And that is just lowering their own potential in terms of diving deep into the draft. Warren, what's your take on that?
Maybe. I can see where you are coming from. I see the same glimpses that you are seeing. Who knows, what do you think about that?
No Dracy, no party, buddy. No Dracy, no party. That's been the story for Memento Mori. And I'm not saying this off of this one game or the game that they had yesterday. It's been throughout the entire tournament. It's been the way that they've been playing. First, everyone underestimated Dracy when she came in. But being a female player, they're like, hey, it's okay, we're all gonna cook. Slowly and steadily, we started seeing highlights. We started seeing the way that she's able to pick up from the goal lane. She started seeing her carry the team sometimes. Yes, she got pressure early on, but in the late game, she's the one that's shining. Doing what a marksman, doing what a goal laner needs to do. But what she did a little better was the fact that she was leading the fights most of the time. She was being the shot caller for most of the shots, especially coming around from the goal lane. No one went to target, no one whom to target, no one when to go and when not to. And I think that's not working out with Xiao. Not just the fact that they don't trust him, that global shot call that they had, that we had an interview with, who was it, with Fushi, if I'm not wrong, saying that every one of them is a shot caller. When you have that one person being changed, not everyone's a shot caller. Now either Samo or it's Warpath. So that means you're not having vision from all other sides, which is making slight bit of a big, it's making a big difference. And that's why Momento Mori not looking like their former selves, looking like a shadow of themselves rather.
It's going to be a tough road. It's going to be a very tough road for Memento Mori. At this point, it's, where do you even go from here? Where do you even take it from here? I don't know about Dracy or exactly if in the end. I know right now here in the grand finals and in the end what they need to do is just not even last game, they didn't lose out in the laning phase. They were able to come through in the first few minutes, but then one big team fight and everything wraps up. Still on blue side, still taking first pick. Let's get to the draft. Jushin up front.
I just want to keep hoping, but I'm worried I might be coping, you know, like we will see about that. But right now it just feels like it. Right now it just feels like it. As we said it before, Kid Bomba script was handed over to both of the teams, and they are just following it through. It's basically like wrestling, you know. It's just scripted. Well, right now the draft is a little bit different. We have a very beefy 2 heroes for the side of MetaShift. We have Hilda together with Uranus. That will be very good pickup against Jushin. But if I would have to say one thing, actually 2 things, but for the first one it's already too late. Why don't they go red side? Like, it's again blue side. They just want to lose on the side where they started. I don't know what's that about. And second thing, and they can still fix that, I think they should meet MetaShift in early game. Late game, you never get there. You cannot get there. Before there is late game, before you go online, you lose. Chrono said it perfectly. The moment Cecilian was online, they lost.
Kronos.
You know what I was
Let me take for a second. Let me take it for a second.
Cool.
What are your opinions about John Cena's last fight being scripted according to Warren?
Hey man, I mean, I think Trex opened up his eyes as well a little bit, and I was gonna say that's a good choice of words. Scripted, staged, I'm alright with that. Can't call it fake, man. I ain't no fake stuff. The only thing that's real, all the damage that was done was real to the hearts of a lot of people around the world. But this was definitely scripted. With the way that they're playing, it's the Kid Bomba script that they're going to buy. And I was trying to say something else earlier about the rotations being made a little late. It's always Momento Mori that are slightly late in terms of rotations because they're not part of the Fit Club. They're not. Did you know we have a Fit Club here, Trex? It's called the Surge Fit Club. Yeah, it's Fit Club. Yeah, I know. MetaShift are in it, but Momento Mori are not. So that's why they're kind of late. You know, they're gasping for air. They're not able to make it at the right time. Jokes aside, how's the draft looking? He's just so nonchalant.
The draft is looking pretty similar to what we usually see. Actually, no, Memento Mori has actually gone for a different draft almost every single game we've seen played. They've picked different heroes. They are grasping right now. They're reaching. They're waiting for the moment. And they do not agree with the fact of what I say, that the problem isn't the draft. It's just them needing to play better. But, you know, I feel like we've talked so much about Memento Mori. I got to give it up. I don't want to take anything away from MetaShift here because, honestly, they really just have been monsters, man. All over. They're looking like a well-oiled machine. They're looking like a team that could possibly compete in an international stage, right? They have patience. They have the things I look for when I'm looking at a team and it's like, okay, does this team, is everyone just clashing crazily and they're winning out in micro? No, MetaShift is winning out in macro. They're patient. They know how to stall lanes. They know how to play the long lane during Lord. They have micro mechanics as well. They're disengaged, they're re-engaged. They seem like a team that is really putting in the effort to learn the esports, the competitive aspect in its entirety. They're not just a bunch of good ranked players that can outplay you in a team fight. They really have the whole package behind them. That's what I'm looking at. And if they win this, they totally deserve the 4-0. They're doing a wonderful job right now.
Time to take the field.
And guess what? It all started with jackpots, where Pelmetronio was in that roster. God Believer was in that roster. And that roster seemed untouchable throughout the Thunder division. The only team to move forward in the top 3 even right now in the entire playoffs, right? That's how things happen. And then that roster got disbanded. Pelmetronio, God Believer, they were let out lose. Even Bobber Rusik, right? He was in a different team. They lost all those players. All of them decided to hop back in for this one big event. Guys, everything's being set up right now. Warren, your final thoughts about these 2 drafts?
My only thought in my head is, this is the match point. Is this the last game that we will see? Or can you give us more Memento Mori? I'm still hoping. Give me all you got.
Bring the Vegeta Super Saiyan speech here. Is this your limit? Virus asks you, are you finished?
Show us your strength out here, Son Goku. Rage as Momento Mori. Stepping on for potentially the last time.
Early pressure from both these teams. Hyper aggressive as we are going into match point for MetaShift. Momento Mori grasping, clawing. They need to find something. Otherwise, it's going to be all she wrote.
I mean, it's moments like this that people remember you for. Memento Mori against the board. It's match point for MetaShift. And it's moments like this where, yes, MetaShift seems like the better team overall, but I've seen upsets happen. I've seen it before. I've casted them. Memento Mori, do they have that dog in them, as I like to say sometimes? Can they really dig deep and turn something around, even if it's just a game, even if it's just 2 games? Maybe they bring us to a double match point and try to go for the reverse sweep. It's asking a lot. Can they do it, though?
I don't know. Is Kid Bomba saying bring the broom out? That's what they want to do, but early on, Warpath doing quite a lot, taking so much damage. Ooh, nice use of the Mountain Shocker, baiting out the Flicker from God Believer and Wubba Lubba. So that's something good for Momento Mori. They've traded 2 Flickers for 1. 10 seconds to the turtle. Get something going. Let's get those engines started.
Okay, so they have the lead here. You want to take advantage of that, and they haven't gotten a kill early on, but it's okay. You do I mean, Khalid, even if you're playing Roam Khalid, wait a second, look at the damage. 2 members down from Memento Mori right before first turtle. It's happening again.
And it happened at the same spot, the same time, the same play. Fushi and Warpath get reeled in, get caught on the hook, and next thing you know, MetaShift just start pulling them in, get the grill on. They already got a couple. They find Noel alongside that. Those 3 fishes being grilled right at the river.
Every time, I think, in all 4 of these games, within the first 3 minutes, MetaShift is above a 1,000 gold lead. This is huge. Look at the damage. So on to leave me. Warpath able to get the kill. That's big for Memento Mori. A little bit of a response, bringing the gold lead down to 1,000 for MetaShift. Memento Mori is trying to play this game.
Yeah, and I think the best part about that, in their draft especially, they got the YSS. They got the YSS Hyper Carry. They got the YSS ADC. They got all eggs in that one basket, and we've seen how it works out. This is a hero that loves to scale. It doesn't matter. Let him be the only damage dealer in the team. He will shine. Give him the moments, and he will make the most out of it. Raging Sandstorm from Warpath goes in deep, forces a Flicker out. Wubba Lubba Dub Dub now get caught, and now at the same time, Samo is there as well. Gobbly were able to pick up Warpath, trade in 1 for 1, roamer for roamer.
All right, Memento able to get a kill though, into the hands of Noel, into the pocket of Noel. 1-1-1 at this point, which is huge for the side of Memento Mori. The gold lead is finally dropping on the side of MetaShift. I mean, the pace seems good, and you mentioned it's a fighter offlane. I kind of wanted to see this a little bit earlier in the series. Memento Mori now willing to take the risk of maybe something that's not comfortable for them, but it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad because so far, Noel's been able to make something happen. Xiao is there. He's making a rotation. Samo's doing the same. Pressure coming in from Warpath. But again, he's a little too aggressive, a little too deep into enemy territory, and he gets punished every single time. Already down 2 early on in the 4th minute. This is the 2nd turtle. They better make something happen.
Oh, nice stun.
Raging Sandstorm, he goes in, he finds 3 members. Noel able to get the shutdown, finds a double. This is what Memento Mori needed, and this is what they got off of a triple stun coming in from Warpath. They get 3 kills on the board to get the turtle. That's 2 turtles for them. Finally, slight bit of a goal lead in the hands of Memento Mori.
This might be the first goal lead they'd had in 4 games at this point. First big attack they've had where 3 members go down. The aggression from Warpath does pay off. It's a 3 for 1 on the map, and that is huge for Memento Mori. 400 gold lead, not too big, but watch Warpath able to get the heal.
Yeah, he's going in with a quick sand guard as well. Wubba Lubba trying to make sure he can stop that. Boba Rushik cutting off their path in. Raging Sandstorm out of there. Bravest Fighter, Landshaker coming through. Samo trying to flank from the side. MetaShift spot that coming from a mile away.
And once again, MetaShift just able to disengage well as they have done so many games before this. Momento Mori, the gold deficit now back to him, but at least we're at a stalemate and we're 5 minutes in, and this is a good position for Momento Mori. If Noel can keep on getting more kills, they can keep on scaling, it's going to be huge for them.
Yeah, but the best part is they have a marksman on the other side, though, for MetaShift. Oh, no. Xiao was a little too deep. Again, gets caught out. 3-4 members making the rotation. But look at Noel. Able to get the pick off onto Leave Me with the help of Samo on the bot side. They need to convert that into objectives. Otherwise, it's not worth anything.
Yeah, get a kill, get a tower. Conversion is key in the land of Dawn. 6 minutes in at this point. You're right, though. If Noel's not able to pop off, where else does the damage come from? Surprisingly, Fushi could do something on the Jushin. She does do a bit more damage than you would think, even though it's not flashy. It's very passive. It's chip damage. Let's see what can happen.
Again, here, they got that kill, right? They got the kill onto God Believer on the bot side, but they're not able to convert it into a tower. MetaShift are relentless and not letting go of their towers whatsoever. The third turtle is up. If Shin grabs this one, I think we're looking for a Momento Mori setup snowball coming through after the 8th minute.
I mean, we have a nice level lead in the hands of Noel. Possibly 2 here soon. Leave Me at 1-3-3. The advantage might just be Momento Mori. Listen, we don't have to win a bunch of team fights. We don't need a bunch of damage. We keep getting objectives. We keep getting turtles, which eventually turns into lords. The push will win itself.
You got to make sure your minions are stronger than the opposition. How do you make that happen? Take away towers. Make sure you get those neutral objectives. Get that gold up. 800 gold lead. Making it 1,000 now to this point. Lantern Flare picking up Bo Barushik. I think Momento Mori got everything to lose. MetaShift are willing to wait it out.
Okay, so MetaShift, they find another tower in the bot side. I mean, even when they're behind, they're losing well, right? And watch for Pelamatronia, the damage on Warpath. Nice stun coming in from Zhao there. Momento Mori trying to recollect themselves, and MetaShift not playing the wide map. They're sticking together this time, which is not something we see from them all the time.
They do have a Bruno, so they're all right in doing that. Oh, Ogi Shadow Kill expended on Samo as well. Flickers out of harm's way. I'm not sure if that was needed. Falling Star Mode, but gets caught, sandwiched. There it is. A nice use of the Mountain Shocker as well to get some vision. They better convert that into a mid lane tier 1. Otherwise, that death would have been for nothing.
I like that Momento Mori doesn't respond to every attack that MetaShift makes. They do find their own plays, but look at the damage on Warpath. They should be able to disengage here.
Overstaying their welcome, that Memento Mori lucky to get away by the skin of their teeth.
And at this point, Memento Mori, I mean, what, towers even? Memento Mori has taken 3, MetaShift's taken 2, gold lean 1,000 in the hands of Memento. But if MetaShift can leave it at that, once Bruno, we're already seeing the damage come from Pelamatronio, Bruno is going to be a problem, right? The damage is going to start stacking. He's already bursting down on a Warpath. Samo is going to have to start holding down the front line, but even that won't stand too long.
Yeah, Wubba Lubba just using that flicker. And now, even though Momento Mori have the lead, even though they have more turrets, look at MetaShift, they're dominating the river. All thanks to the Hilda, Raging Sandstorm coming through as well. Shot goes with the bravest fighter, looking to get the Landshaker down as Wubba Lubba makes it on harm's way. Fushi comes in, but look at the back line. Samo just zoning everybody out. That Crimson Beacon making sure Wubba Lubba goes nowhere. Ogi Shadow Kill just to pick off Xiao. Leave Me left alone. Makes a big problem for the other side. Mountain Shocker comes in. God Believer gets taken away. This is the Momento Mori we wanted to see. Traceless to make sure he's able to survive, but Bo Barushik with a flicker gets a shutdown as he's 3v1. Will he be able to survive this one?
Bober doesn't care. He's not phased. He's immortal, still able to possibly get away here, and he does it. He's the silent. I've never seen a Uranus play as an assassin, essentially. This guy is flickering into the back lane and getting kills on Noel, but Lord down about half health.
Yeah, and I think 5,000 HP Retribution is in the hands of Leave Me. Pelamatronio gets the kill on a Warpath as Leave Me gets the Retribution. Xiao goes into the back line with the bravest fighter. Wubba Lubba taken away. Xiao and Fushi standing back of Samo. No mana. Can't do anything, but look at Bober. He's still low. Mountain Shark comes in. Finally, they get the kill, but he takes him out with him. Xiao is down and out. MetaShift hold on, and now have turned the tide around at the same mark. 10 minutes in.
It is a slugfest right now. Blow for blow, punch for punch, blood on the ground. MetaShift back into the gold lead. They find the Lord. Memento Mori, once they lost Noel, I don't think they should have contested that Lord. They should have been willing to give it up. They wouldn't have lost too much, but now you give over a gold lead, plus a Lord, plus positioning. Memento Mori again. It's the small mistakes, right? It's the small moments like that that MetaShift continues to win out on.
They better try and melt down this Lord quickly, otherwise MetaShift are looking to make a sandwich. Conceal play coming in, and Raging Sandstorm Warpath got baited into that one. Leave Me goes to the back line. Ogi Shadow Kill trying to single out Fushi. Oh, Crimson Beacon comes out at the right time. Holy defense should be able to clear out this Lord. Again, Boba Rushik, he don't care.
They still hold their holy defense, which is good on that bot side. Memento Mori, it's all in the hands of Noel at this point. That's where the damage is stacking from, and he does have it. I'm seeing him chunk down members of MetaShift, but the kills just aren't connecting, and there's too many obstacles to go through.
Yeah, God Believer taking the Mountain Shocker. Oh, able to make a play onto Noel himself. Holy Shield should get popped off now in the mid lane. Able to clear out the tower, but the top side, there's a massive wave. We're talking about two big fat cannon minions coming in, and that's why you can see Raging Sandstorm catches 3 members. Noel able to get a kill. And now Pelamestronio kiting in the back line, gets a double of his own off of a worldie. And Memento Mori slowly starting to crumble. It's Pelamestronio's world. We're all just living, standing in line for those dumplings.
I mean, Pelamestronio's his positioning's so key, as long as he stays in the back line. And don't get me wrong, it's not hard to position when you have a Hilda, you have a Uranus, you have these heroes that can hold the front side. He's just able to get free shots nonstop.
Yeah, he is. He's the one that's serving up those dishes. Coming hot from the grill, from the steamer. The dumpling man himself, Pelamestronio. Goal laner on top. Consistent performance throughout the entire tournament in the Flying Cloud map nonetheless.
I mean, we were worried about this, right? We were worried about the Bruno coming online, and how does Memento Mori deal with that? And they almost will be able to play better when they're on the river, when they're on the full map, because when they're pushed back to the base, there's no angles to get to him, right? There's no way to sneak around the side and Noel get a cheeky kill. They can't just meet them head on. They need to approach these team fights a little bit differently. Warpath is getting stuns, but he's not getting stuns on anyone important.
I mean, it's not working out. They don't have the damage even to burst them down because Noel's always zoned out. You can see God Believer with his own Raging Sandstorm. Noel's able to seal the retribution. The Lord is in their favor, but look at Warpath taking so much damage. And Leave Me able to assassinate Noel in the back line. MetaShift find 2 members, make that 3. Pelamestronio is on a bloodbath. He's going through, finds 4 members. Samo's the only one left standing. They find the Lord, but MetaShift looking to end it all. 5 members marching down the mid lane. They leave no casualties, no bodies. MetaShift have turned it around. The champions of the MEC Fall 2025. 4-0. Utter domination.
They come out on top of the Swiss stage. They move on and destroy the bracket. And just for the cherry on top, MetaShift 4-0. Not a single game going into the long distance. They show that they are the champions in Europe. I mean, overall, just dominating fashion from MetaShift.
Bow down to the Ronins. Turned Shogun by destroying the Empire and claiming it as their own. This is the MetaShift that started their journey off as Stranglers, eventually flying higher than any clouds have ever been seen. And there is no sun to burn the wings of this Icarus. Absolute destruction in the Land of Dawn. And man, oh man, Warren, did we expect this even a single time in any universe?
Well, obviously I did not expect it, as I put my prediction to be for a full BO7, and I even mentioned it before everything started. So I look like a fool right now, but I think that's fine because at the end of the day, MetaShift absolutely deserved this win. and their macro prowess, especially. We talked about it through the VOD stream right before this game. I think Trex mentioned it too. Their macro prowess is just so good. I wanted to talk about the lore dance, especially. Like their lore dance is by far the best there ever was that we ever saw here on Search Europe. It's just so good. And honestly, whenever I see a better lore dance, it's just MetaShift improving themselves on the lore dance, because the form that we saw today is just so good. In this last game, yes, it was very good too, but in the game before that, I love the fact where when the Lord has been spawned, they went and they put Beatrix on the other side of the map, and she just kind of pretended to push, right? But there was Kalia lurking at the same time, and the way they were able to play with the fog of war, you know, being out of vision and all of that, they are just so good. They are just so on point. And even if it went into 7 games, probably MetaShift would be the victors, because their form that they had today was just so good. Or you disagree, Kronos?
I don't know.
He's lost his
I don't
words.
disagree. I mean, I'm at a loss of words just because of the fact that kind of Momento Mori could have given us a little bit more. I'll be honest, moving into the series, I changed my prediction 3 times because twice it was a 4 meta shift. It was either 4-2, then I made it 4. It was 4-3, then I made it 4-2 meta shift, and I was like, you know what? Let me go with what could be the upset story. Momento Mori have done it before. Can they do it again? Changed it to the last second, 4-2 in the favor of Momento Mori, but I keep forgetting, man. MetaShift are just that good. They are the people. They are the team to beat. Momento Mori tried and tried, just did not work. I don't know if it was the game plan, it was a change in personnel, it was the change in mentality. They woke up on the wrong side of the bed. They woke up on the floor. I don't know. They didn't eat the right food. They got an allergic reaction. They had to go to the hospital, whatever it may be. Even if they were on their best day, MetaShift would have still had their number.
Yeah, MetaShift, I mean, overall just came out on top, I think. I mean, I get it. There's some changes with Memento, but in the end, that's what makes a team, right? Being able to hold it together. And MetaShift, from outside of the game to inside of the game, they hold it together very, very well. I said it in one of the games. Even when they're losing well. They don't bleed too much. They're able to staunch it. They're able to hold it back and keep the goal deficit at bay. Even in that game when they fell behind for a moment, they waited for that singular time when Memento was going to make the mistake, and they always capitalize.
It's just the strength of MetaShift, man, and I will have to say it. Boys, I think so there was a side quiz that was given to us, and I believe you'll all unanimously agree.
I don't know, Trex ain't voted nothing yet. Trex ain't voted nothing.
That's what I want to ask from him as well. Trex, this one's for you. Who is the series MVP from MetaShift for you?
For me, I really liked Bober. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
he was the silent killer, man. Right. I think without the Uranus, without the Esmeralda, without constantly being in their face. But I'm an EXP lane guy, man. I think he really set the pace for a lot of those matches. The guy was a monster. Without him, God Believer wouldn't have been able to do what he was doing. Pelomatronio wouldn't have been able to do what he was doing. And Leave Me wouldn't have been able to do what he was doing. Bober was just consistent for me.
I agree. Bober is the second closest for the MVP for me. No lie about that, right? The only reason why I personally feel God Believer takes the MVP for this entire thing is because of the fact that, yes, he was there when Bober was standing up in front of him, while he was also there in the very first few minutes of the game. Not just once, twice, or rather in every single game. Always present for supporting the team, and then ending up being the MVP of the game itself. That's only one of my reasons why I'm going to pick him up. Warren, who have you got for the MVP?
Well, I would have to agree with you, but for a little bit different reasons. Because, yeah, I agree with the points that you mentioned, but at the same time, for me, yes, I agree that Bober played very, very well, and I see where Trex is coming from, but I came into this series and I knew Bober will play well. You know, like I knew he will play well. Yeah, I kinda like that. You know, tomorrow there will be a morning, and then afternoon and a night, and the same as those facts. I know Bobber will play well. Like it's the same stuff. I just know that that's what is gonna happen. So God Believer, he was a little bit of a runner-up in my eyes, where he just constantly kept improving. When he started in jackpots, yes, he was a decent player, but it's incomparable how good he is now compared to how good he was before. So I really want to give a big shout out to him, because I feel like the mid lane, it felt hopeless. It felt hopeless for Memento Mori. Not like in a sense where Fushi wasn't playing good, but God Believer was playing so much better. You know, both of them played good, but God Believer was so much better that for me, he just deserves MVP just for that fact.
Kronos?
I mean, for me, it's similar to what Warren said at the start. Kind of expect Boborushik to play well. You kind of expect Boborushik and Pelmetroni to play well, and I think Samo played not equally well as Boborushik, but he applied enough pressure from the side of Momento Mori. He's the only one from Momento Mori to actually do something in those first 3 games. In the 4th game, yes, Noel had all the spotlight on him to make something happen, but Samo was good. He did the best that he could, and Fushi, though, kind of went missing in about 4 games. I didn't really see where Fushi was the entire time. God Believer, when it came to making these plays, especially on the Jushin, if we notice, Trex, I think you can back me up here, everyone can. Fushi, Crimson Beacon, away. But God Believer, Crimson Beacon with the flicker ahead. And that was a point where he was in the middle of 3 members. That is gutsy. Requires a lot of guts, and he was full HP, but there were 3 damage dealers on the opposite side. No chance you're diving in the face of the opposition. And I think that making plays like that not only gets you the win for the game, boosts the mentality of your team, the morale. Even if the chips were down, if somebody makes a play like that, oh my god, that would have been such a massive game changer. And that's why, and he was the first one to get first blood all the time. And with that first game, Valentina, he kind of
set the pace.
Yeah, he kind of gapped Warpath, even though he had the Grok himself.
I mean, talking about God Believer, the more you guys hype him up, the more I remember game number 1. Which, if I had to pick a singular play that stuck out to me the most in the series, it's that final big wild charge right here. That just crushed the dreams. At that point, we're all looking like, oh yeah, this ended at game 1, man. That's it. I think he has one of the best plays of the whole series right there, because he's not even the Grok, but he's playing the Grok better than Warpath. God Believer definitely, set the pace from beginning to end.
It was literally like, look at me, I am the Grok now. And it just went on with the tectonic charge. I absolutely love that play. And here's the thing, right? You could see the consistency always throwing up from him. Even in the game where he was picked off a couple of times as well on that Jushin. This is the exact game that we're talking about. Even in this game, his impact was just so very massive that you could really not even think about MetaShift performing so very well without that man. Yes, individually Pelmetronio won, individually Boborushik won, but collectively, it was God Believer who was the backbone of this entire team, Warren.
Yeah, I think you said it wonderfully, and Rex before you as well. That first game and last game Valentina performance was just so good. I love that we had the highlight right at the moment when we were talking about it. Like, the timing was perfect. It was so good. And well, MetaShift. Yeah, what a team. Right now it looks like there is a big hole between them and any other team. Even before, they were a very strong team, but right now it looks like there is a canyon in a sense of how good they play, and especially those lore dances. The late game, the mid game, late game macro, that's on different level. Like, everyone needs to take notes, take notebook, and just write it down. Everything they do, think about it, because a lot of things they do, I would even dare to say that many people don't even realize what they are doing. But if you are really locked onto them and you are always questioning, oh, why do they move like that? Why do they do this? Why do they do that? Well, then you realize how smart and good their strategy in the game is. Kronos.
I mean, the only question I want to ask is, did God Believer, plan out the picture that he took?
He looks like a saint, man. He got the light of heaven shining on him as well at the same time. You know, no joke. Bro looks like he's been praying to God for victory for the MEC Fall 2025. Yeah, he's a God believer, all right. And he got the light. Look at the replays, the highlights, the light shining down on him, man. If he's got the light showing the way,
shut up.
I don't think he's ever gonna lose. Trex, back, come on.
My
You know I'm right. All right, he got the light shining on him.
I mean, just overall, I think his team has faith in him. His team, he does a great job overall. I think God Believer definitely. It's a well-deserved MVP. I think matches like this, it's hard to pick one almost because everybody did so well. And like I said, I liked Bober in a lot of these games, but God Believer showed up and set the pace for his team from game 1 to game 4.
Enough glazing.
One of the best players in the mid lane that we have seen. Undoubtedly. We had so many players right since the very first day. Yet we have Sensei the creator. We also had Fushi in the argument. From Jackpots, no one can even deny the fact that Malfurion was being one of the key players of that team. Even though he was being picked off early, getting first blooded, you knew he's gonna bounce back. But no one had as much control as God Believer did. And I believe this brings us to the end of the discussion about the MVP here as well, right, people? Because everything that went down was just so beautiful to witness. Now, Trex, did you really expect such a high level of gameplay from MetaShift? How's your thoughts about that now?
I think you guys have been, overall, the region has been expanding. So I didn't expect any less. I didn't expect to come into this and just be bored the whole time or anything like that. And MetaShift did well. There should always be at least one really good team in every region. And it's good that you have a team like that because now the rest of the teams have something to catch up against. If everyone's sitting around the same level, things can get stale. So hopefully the rest of the teams in future tournaments, they're able to, catch up to MetaShift, have something that they want to try to beat. And as long as they have that, there's a target right now.
Absolutely. And guess what? I believe, boys, it's time to call upon those targets as well. Now, I know, guys, it's 4 of us. There's a lot of questions. We've got God Believer and Pelmetronia here. First of all, a huge round of applause for the champions, ladies and gentlemen. And also, I welcome Dazai, who will be the translator. Dazai, I know this has basically become a part-time job for you, man, but we all love you. Thank you so much for that. Boys, 4 of us here, we'll go 1 question each. And obviously, I'm going to begin, right? Is this thing. I'm going to ask from God Believer this time. Pelmetronio, I've asked this question from you multiple times. God Believer, how does it feel to be the champion?
Very good.
Pelmetronio, back to you.
Very good.
You bring the coordination of the team and the show up on the interview desk as well. I absolutely loved it. Warren?
Well, when you were going into this, was Valentina one of your priority picks because you were very, very successful with her in the first game and in the last game too, and you kind of stole our hearts with that pick. We saw it from you before, but was it on top of your mind? Was it something you were planning on, or did it just kind of get to it through the draft?
Чи ви спецом якби драфтили на Валю, це був ваш план, ви хотіли того, що ви її добре реалізуєте? Чи це просто так драфт склався, що Валя заходила, того, що всім сподобався геймплей Валентина?
Не, просто мне везде нравится Валентина. Герой с 2 дашами, все.
So, the answer is he just likes Valentina because this hero has 2 dashes. That's all.
Plain and simple. Chronos, go for it.
Straight up.
First question. I have like 3 questions. Trex, I hope you don't mind waiting for
One question per time. We've all got questions.
All right, fine.
Good one.
First of all, congratulations, of course, for MetaShift. Next question. First question being: are you guys gonna split? Are you guys gonna break up? Like, is this team gonna fall apart? Are you guys gonna stick together?
Чи ви розійдетесь, чи будете далі грати?
Да не, будем дальше играть. До next турика точно.
You're gonna play still together till the next tournament, at least.
Petronio, you also wanted to say something?
Hmm?
You also wanted to say? All right, Rex, your turn.
Nice to meet you guys. It was an honor to cast the grand finals. At what point did you guys know this was going to be a 4-0? Before the series or somewhere along the series?
В який момент ви знали, що це буде 4-0? Вже до початку каток чи вже десь посеред гри?
После первой игры это чувствовал. Да, после первой.
So after the first game, they already knew it's gonna be 4-0.
My goodness, the confidence is reeking out of them. Yes, Warren, your turn back again for the question.
Well, in the fourth game, for a bit, Memento Mori were in the gold lead. Were you shaking in your shoes? Like, yeah, you won 3 games, but for the first time, they were in the lead. Was it something that happened because of your team comp, and was it something that you planned to happen, and you just kind of knew that you will outscale eventually and you will win in the late game, or did they catch you by surprise?
В четвертій катці був момент, коли Моменто Морі мали перевагу в золоті. Чи ви хвилювались, коли це сталося? Чи це був ваш план, що так має бути, і ви все рівно знали, що ви їх переіграєте? Типу, ну як це відбувалось?
Да, мы выигрывали 3-0, мы знали, что по моральным качествам мы будем сильнее, мы просто ждали третьего слота на Бруно и все. Там бойцы мы в любом случае дефались бы бесконечно и выиграли бы игру.
А із-за чого ви так по голді просіли?
Ну, просто в моменте там кое-кто расслабился там после 3 выигранных игр, и так получилось.
So, it was not their plan, just some players got relaxed after winning 3 games and they did a few mistakes that lead to such a gold lead from Memento Mori. But because they won 3 games, they were confident, they are like they had higher morale, like because they won 3 games. And they anyway knew they're gonna win this game.
Alright, Kronos?
Right. I kind of spaced out and forgot my question. But
all 3 of them.
Hey, come on. Okay, I yeah, kind of did. But looking at the way you guys played this series and compared to the upper bracket final, who do you think was kind of better? Was it Dracy or Shao? Because the way you guys said, you knew you were gonna make it 4-0 after the first game. So were you expecting something different from Shao, or what was it like? Who do you think is better, first of all, and which match was better, the upper bracket final or grand final? Or you guys?
I think Daisy better. Shao no play with team Momento Mori.
Okay.
So he более як воно буде синергія? Синергії від Duckers.
Okay. Okay. So Dracy was better. Okay. The synergy worked out.
Rex?
All right. Do you guys think you have the capability to compete on an international stage in events like MSC, M Series? And if so, what would be your favorite team you'd want to go against?
Ooh, spicy.
Питання?
Yeah.
Чи ви думаєте, що ви можете якось грати на міжнародній сцені, на MSC чи на M-серіях? І проти якої команди ви б хотіли найбільше зіграти?
Думаю, можем, нам не принципиально, это в принципе опыт. Ну и все.
Чи ви б виграли, як ви думаєте, чи ви достатньо сильні?
Ну, у нас опыта нет как такового. Ну, кто знает. Мы же не можем будущее строить.
А проти кого хотіли б зіграти?
Бгены. Да, Фальк. Дубинский.
Okay. So they think they can play on a professional scene, like international scene, but just to get experience, because they think they don't have enough experience for now, so they don't know if they're gonna win, if they can dominate that scene. And the team they want to play against is Falcons, Philippine Falcons. They're really looking forward to play with them.
Any reason though?
Якась причина, чого ви хочете проти Фальконів грати?
Это просто моя любимая команда. Любимая команда, да, многих.
So it's just their favorite team. That's why they want to face them.
That's nice.
Fair. Now, Warren, you got any more questions for the boys?
Well, there was a bet. There was a certain bet, and Pelmetronio, happily for his hair, he got through. He won the grand finals. He delivered. But we should remind Kronos and everyone watching the stream, because there was the second part of the bet. Because if Pelmetronio delivers and gets to the grand finals and wins it, that's just what he did. And 4-0 fashion. Kronos, there was something you had to do. Could you remind us what it was?
Yeah, if I'm not wrong, I gotta change my in-game name to Kid Pelmetronio. Correct? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it, bro.
Absolutely.
I'll do it. I'll play goal lane as well. I'll play Melissa, Harriet, and Beatrix the way that you did, for sure. Why not?
Okay. I'm sorry for the people who are matching against Kronos then.
No, one last question for me though. Of course, you got when. It's not a question of if now. When and soon Europe get a slot for EWC wildcard, M8 wildcard, a lot of other tournaments coming through. I'm assuming you guys will participate, right? Because you play both here and in EECA quite a lot of tournaments. Can we expect you guys stick together with the same squad, or are you trying to go for a qualifier through the EECA region?
What is the question, Kronos?
Everyone's confused.
Are they going to try to compete in EECA? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, sort of. EECA, or are you gonna try and stick to your guns and get through Europe if when we get a qualifier?
Ага, окей, so. Коротше, Пельметронію, чи ви будете грати на EECA, тобто там СНГ, ця штука, вся MCC і так далі? Чи ви будете там получати слоти на всякі вайлдкарди і так далі? Чи ви сконцентруєтесь більше на Європі і тут будете слот получати?
Больше на Европе. Тут пинг намного приятнее, чем на Ру.
Тут тупо из-за пинга нам придется ждать, скорее всего, на Европе. Потому что из-за пинга...
So just because of MS difference, because they have high MS on EECA tournaments, they gonna stick to Europe with this squad, of course, and try to get spots for like wildcard or something else in Europe region.
What's like the difference though in MS that they have? Just a personal question. Sorry, Trek. Sorry, I just wanted to know.
Окей. Яка різниця в пінгу? От можете пояснити, що?
Ну, там 40 МС буквально, разница очень большая. То есть неиграбельно. Ты сильные команды на Ру не переиграешь, потому что буквально у всех по 5 МС, а у тебя будет какие-то 80, и это невозможно.
So he says that you cannot compete versus Russian teams, for example, because they all have 5 MS and you have 80 MS when you play from Europe on their server. So it's kind of impossible to compete with them.
All right, fair. Trex, any last quick questions that you have, man?
Who's your guys' idol? Who's your favorite player? Who do you guys aspire to play like?
Давай, говори.
Давай, говори.
Келра. Келра, Оник, Филиппин.
Келра?
Right.
Вы не Никиту.
Okay.
No Oheb? No Oheb?
No Oheb, no.
Oh, whoa, he said that with confidence. No Oheb, no.
All right, my boys. This was the lovely panel coming in here. I know that you guys want to go back as well and celebrate. I'm just gonna ask you one question, each of you. Pelmetronio first. Who was the series MVP for you?
Кто MVP?
Тебя назови.
Me?
Pick a name. All right. You prepared. All right, God Believer, according to you, who was the series MVP?
Penma.
All right. I absolutely. I love the unity coming in from the team. All right, boys. Again, thank you so much for hopping here. It was an absolute pleasure. Cast for you. Oh my God, Warren is ready for one.
No, nobody voted for Bober.
Because we know Bober already knows he's so good. No one needs to tell him. That's what it's about, you know.
Maybe last words from them to audience.
Yeah. Of course. But I just want to throw one last question. because I think it could be a very nice topic for people to listen to. So, guys, you are the strongest team by far right now. I even mentioned that it feels like there's a canyon between you and the other teams. What would you say that you are doing differently in a sense of training? Like, how do you train differently, or you train harder, or like how are you able to improve so rapidly? Because yes, you were a very good team even like 1 month, 2 months before, but in this last month, correct me if it wasn't in your perspective like that, but it felt like in this last month you improved so much, even after being already so good. So what is the thing that you do differently?
В плані тренувань, оскільки ви стали такими сильними десь 2 місяці, ну, типу, в порівнянні з 1-2 місяці тому ви стали ще сильніше. Як ви думаєте, що ви робите по-іншому, як ви тренуєтесь, типу, сильніше, краще? Що ви робите по-іншому, чому ви такі сильні, типу, в тренуваннях, саме в плані тренувань?
And that's a lot of words.
Мы начали просто, ну, относиться это как к работе больше, а не как к наслаждению. Ну, просто играть много и все. И отдаваться делу.
И дисциплина, очевидно же. Тут так же.
Да.
Дисциплина и как работа. Чтобы, ну, не, типа, не заходить, хихи-ха-ха. Просто играем серьезно и все.
So they see it more like work, not like having fun. That's what differs them from other team. They play consistently, they play a lot, and they keep the discipline. And yeah, they do this more like their job, not like just having fun, laughing and other stuff.
All right, that is really sincere. Pelmetronio, I wanted to ask you this one last thing. How did you feel when all the way back in Thunder Division you had to go out of the roster of Jackpots? What were your emotions back then? And now that you lift the trophy, once you look back at your journey, what do you see? What did you learn? And what message you would want to give out to the rest of the people?
Ну, як ти почувався тоді, коли тобі прийшлося вийти з джекпотів і якби піти якось по іншому шляху? І що ти тепер думаєш, коли ти виграв вже турнір? Що ти хочеш сказати людям? Як ти почуваєшся?
Я чувствую себя нормально. Я, в принципе, когда мы уходили с команды вместе, вот, как раз вот Берием, то, ну, там были в команде отношения плохие, можно так сказать, и нас, ну, просто решили заменить, ну, после турнира. Несколько ссор, туда-сюда. Так что чувствую себя хорошо. Даже, ну, когда кикали, я не сильно расстроился, если честно. И, в принципе, у нас был план, что делать, если нас кикают. И мы были готовы к этому.
І що, ти щось вивчив з цього?
Да. Доверять волки.
Ще раз, що? Не почув.
Не доверять волки. Ни в коем случае.
I feel it's not a joke.
Okay, so he was like feeling, he was not feeling sad after leaving Jackpots. They had like a plan what they're gonna do if they leave Jackpots, and I asked him what did he learn about when he left team, what did he learn about it? And he said never trust Wookie.
Oh my god. All right, boys, your fans are watching, your family probably also watched. It's your message, the stage is all yours. You can give it in your language as well, it's totally fine. God Believer, you go first, and then Pelmetronio, your message to everyone.
I just want to say I love my girl, that's all.
Nice one.
I just say, leave me, send girlfriend, he love you.
Не передал.
And
Alright.
thank you for watching all my fans.
All right, boys. All right, it was a pleasure sharing the desk with you, and I believe I can say it for all the casters here as well. We all had a lot of fun while watching your games, and we do expect a lot more things from your roster. So you can go back to your team, you can celebrate as well. Thank you so much for hopping on this interview, boys. And again, give it another round for MetaShift for being the champions here, boys.
For sure, for sure. I would clap, but I think my mic.
I don't think anyone can.
No, we
I
can.
actually
We
was
can. We
clapping.
can
I
actually
did
clap. We
clap. I
can.
did clap.
Yeah. We go for it. We go for it. Woo. Let's go. Let's go, boys. All right, now coming back to the spectrum, right? There's one team that wins, and then there's another team that eventually has to learn from their mistakes. Warren, Kronos, as well as Trex. You know we're going to be calling on the members of Momento Mori. Tell me some things that you want to ask from them.
Oh, we're gonna ask
That would be
Momento
my
Mori as well.
questions.
Yeah, prepare something in advance. Spoiler alert.
No, he wants to steal our questions. That's
I
what
know,
it's about. That's all there is to it.
Hey, man, why? What's this? Why are you guys ganging up on me now? What did I do?
He was
All right,
actually
guys.
talking about me, Kronos. It's fine. It's
I'm
fine.
confused.
You're having the
I'm
brain lag moment, but
Not all about you,
Yeah.
Kronos.
Scott,
I think
Rex,
yes,
element,
Rex
bro.
drive.
Trex, just a question for you. Was Kronos with you on that party last night? So that's why he zones off so hard last couple of minutes.
Yeah, he was. No, I actually was working. I was working till about 2 a.m. last night. I don't know what Kronos was up to.
I mean, man, I was working a 12-hour shift myself, sir, and then stayed up late, and then started early, making sure I do our prep for this grand finals, which is an absolute treat. 4-0, but what a 4-0! It wasn't. It was one-sided, but it felt clean and crisp. Even if it's a one-sided gameplay, if it's so clean, I kind of feel a little content. I would have been happy with a 7-game series. Even though we're a little tired, the adrenaline would have pulled us through. The adrenaline would have definitely pulled us through. But even though it was a 4-0, the clean, crisp playstyle of MetaShift just feels like another day at the office, boys.
I have a question for you guys. Since you guys have been casting these events and following these teams and getting so close with them, where do you guys feel MetaShift or your top team or your top 2 teams would fall in terms of like an international stage? Do you think they could beat Wildcard? Do you think they could maybe deserve a top 16? Do you think that they're still in Wildcard phase? Like, where would you put MetaShift in terms of international presence?
Top 2 Wildcard.
Top 2?
Top 2, only because you got you got the team from EC. Oh my god, how can I forget? Where's the time? No.
Virtus Pro.
Virtus Pro, there you go. Yeah, only because Virtus Pro exists there. Otherwise, top 2. I think it's hard to say MetaShift won't beat the others. They might have a tough time against Boostgate. They might have a tough time against the team from Myanmar.
But you put them at that level, like having the possibility to win a
Oh,
wild
yeah.
card.
Yeah,
to maybe come out on
absolutely.
top, depending.
Absolutely. And again, a best of 3 against Virtus Pro.
All right, Warren, where do you put them? Quickly, because we've got people waiting for us.
I'm just gonna piggyback off what the guys said. I agree with you. I think we are thinking very similar. Like, we decided to put God Believer as MVP. Like, we are in sync, guys. We are in sync.
I'm about to say it's a hot take. I think so they clear the wild cards. All right, boys, I don't give you time for reaction because we've got the people of Momento Mori. So let's welcome Fushi as well as Synth out here. Welcome back here, guys. Fushi, I know it is a heartbreak, and I know that you guys did not want this result.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your emotions.
No one wants that result though, but sadly throughout all of these months we were practicing together. We had so much issues, internal issues, so much hateful comments, so much things to deal with, and a last swap in the composition, the roster. So even though against all the odds, we still managed to get here, and even though we lost, for me, I think we are still winners.
Synth?
Yeah, I think Fushi said a lot there. I think we had a lot of issues. First of all, the roster swap last day. After losing to MetaShift, not a lot of people noticed. It was a surprise to us too. But Dracy had some personal issues. We wish her a healthy recovery. But we had to change last second. And it's kind of hurtful because we practiced a lot of months. Like Fushi said, I got to be honest, we did practice. We practiced a lot. But at the same time, I think they were more motivated today. We weren't as hungry. even when Dracy was in the lineup, because people think the lineup was perfect. Even when Dracy was in the lineup, we were still having practices missed out. We were having unacceptable discipline issues, and we were having a lot of internal issues even then. So people think this loss is just because of Shao. I think they just showed up better today, and we have to give them respect for that.
The run was really good, and to be honest, it is the ones who are beaten down the worst that rise up as the strongest. So I do wish the same thing for you guys as well. Now, Warren, the questions. We follow the exact same order. Go for it.
Well, what Sin said is exactly how I felt, what energy I got from the team. Especially, I felt Fushi was hit very hard by that. It felt like you were not in your skin. I remember you playing very, very well, and today it didn't feel like it's your day. You looked like you are not having the best headspace. So now that's an answer for that. So that explains. If put into these circumstances and you could run it back, is there something that you see you could have done, like draft-wise or like game strategy-wise or something that would made it possible for you to at least win a single game off of MetaShift today?
Even months. Okay, we have been training throughout these months during Surge, and we tried a lot of drafts. We knew how MetaShift drafts, and we know how they play as well. We even tried to bring a new draft today with a weird way. I think it was the first time we saw Zetian in this tournament.
Yeah.
The Sicilian
in
as
playoffs
well.
For sure. Yeah.
Yes. So we had a lot of ideas, but I think everything just felt so unmotivated because of the issues. And I think if we didn't have much issues, I think we could have still won this. But we have to give them the point of playing well because they did great. They wanted to win. They were hungry for the win. They wanted to win more than us. They were more motivated to so.
Actually, before I throw it to Kronos, I just have one piggyback question together with the one I already used. First game, I felt like Farsa could have been so good. What made you not go for Farsa but go for Zetian? Could you explain, give us insight, why do you think it's better? And just kind of talk about the pick, why do you think it was better to do it this way?
I think Zetian was the second game, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it was the second game.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
So we picked Zetian last pick, so after the second ban phase, because we've trying, even though we didn't have much time to try with the new lineup, the Zetian is actually decent. She does decently well against Zuxian and mid. She does some pokes, she outranges, and the combo with Alice as well was really good. I think we didn't make it perfect. It's still a thing.
Yeah.
It was still winnable with that, and I think it's actually good.
Okay. Kronos?
All right.
I mean, it's clear you guys are dealing with issues. I can't really ask much about it because it's going to be coming up again and again. So let's throw that out the window. Great performance. Yes, not the best, not the Momento Mori that we all wanted to see, not the Momento Mori I kind of expected as well. But what's next for Momento Mori? No Dracy. I don't know. Are you going to stick with Shao? Is the lineup going to disband once again? Are we going to go through a rebuild? What's going on?
So, even though we are a new lineup, I think we're still better than the last Memento Mori. I think we are sure of that. I think we just have a way higher competition and so much issues that didn't allow us to be 100% today. Well, about the future, I rather having Synth talking about it, because for me, at least for me as individual player, I think I'll still be playing, but the time, I don't think I'll have much time to keep playing as much, but I'll still try to be here.
Yeah, so regarding the future, I would just want to say something about what Fushi said. Like this result, for example, it might look extremely bad, and people were saying, how can this happen? Like I said, we had a lot of issues. The last player swap, it kind of hurt us a lot, and we've, we're gonna learn from it. But regarding the future, I think we all have to take time. At the end of the day, we got second place. Not a lot of teams believed in us. If you would have watched the interviews from Jackpots, you would have said, wait a minute, they're always saying they're going to win these guys. Eventually they lose. You listen to Eternal Oblivion, they say they cracked the code of Memento Mori, bam, brushed off. Where are they? So at the end of the day, we got to be happy with a second place. Like, we're not satisfied. Of course, we want to win. We're here. We sign up every time you listen to Fushi. He's here, motivated. He say, we're going for the first place. But at the end of the day, the internal issues, I strongly believe that's big reason why we lost. In terms of the future, we got to sit back. We got to chill. We're definitely not over. We see some talks about, oh, these guys, they lost. So sad. We came second. Where are you guys? You know what I'm saying? So
bro, he ain't leaving nothing.
We're gonna end up here, head high, win or lose, and we learn, So definitely gonna take a second, relax, and come back even stronger. And that's it. That's what we're gonna do. I don't really wanna sit here and give you guys concrete things because there might be lineup changes, there might be structural changes, even perhaps name of the squad might change. We don't know yet. Memento Mori has had a first championship and now a second place. We might run it back with a completely different name and squad next time. We don't know yet, but definitely we're gonna come back and yeah, we're not over with Surge. We're not over at all.
Pots and Eternal Oblivion catching strays.
100%. They talked a big game. A lot of people. No, a lot of people are catching strays because at the end of the day, they talked a big game, but they're not here. You know what I'm saying? They're not here. All respect to MetaShift. All respect to MetaShift, because between us, it was always that respect. The great, strong players respect strong players. So we always had respect for MetaShift. And even yesterday, when we played against Jackpots, they said, you know what? You're gonna win that easily. So even they knew we were gonna go up in the finals. But yeah, I don't want to sit here and disrespect no one. I think everyone is a strong player in their own way. But at the end of the day, a lot of people talked a big game. You've seen the predictions. Nobody believed in Memento Mori, and we still show up even close and in the finals now. So it's a shame the result. But I'm not leaving here with the head low and sad about because of the comments, people saying you lose, we lose, but we're still learning. So, and we're just gonna get better and better. So that's it.
Let's go, Trex.
I like the vibe, man. This guy sent
the passion.
Right on, brother. Right on,
and
brother.
I'm the coach. And I'm the coach and analyst.
I mean, I'm gonna say, I agree. Second, there's only one team that gets first place. There's only one team that gets second place, and there's a lot of other teams that want to get to grand finals. You guys made it that far. I don't have to. Kronos kind of asked my question. What do we do? What do you guys do from here? I don't want to sit here and analyze the game and say oh, where did this go wrong? Where did this go wrong? I would say for me, being from a grassroots region like this, I hope you guys stay together, man. I hope you guys really keep the brand going. Memento Mori, in my personal opinion, I've been a part of a region where teams switch players nonstop. They switch names nonstop. It never does any good. I hope you guys keep the same name. I hope you guys keep the same grind, and I hope you guys keep on going. It's truly
that's not
that is definitely not synth, but I really hope you guys keep it up. That's I don't really have too many questions.
Yo,
but, it was a pleasure watching you guys.
Switched.
Yo,
and I hope you guys keep it going.
Just switched.
Oh my god. Sinja decided to swap his places. We're seeing some cloning jutsus here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Trex, it was a lovely message. All back to you. Do you want to ask anything, or should we take it over?
Go for it, I guess.
All right, you know what? Pushy.
Trex is lost.
Yeah, Trex is lost in the sauce. All right. Bye-bye, Fushi.
Yeah.
A very good performance from you guys. Yes, there's high expectations, but it is only because you guys are that strong. And just like all the rest of the people as well, I truly believe that you will be rising up even further than anyone ever expects and thinks about. Any one of you guys have any last questions? Because now I'm going to give the stage to Fushi. Warren, Kronos, Trex?
Well, actually, I will use a question that was answered in the last interview, and that being, the fact that MetaShift said themselves they take it as a job. Is that something that you have in your head? Is that something you do as well? I'm just like trying to find connections between the top teams in our region and kind of see how you work in your head and how you take it. So is that something that you agree with MetaShift? Is that something that you stand by too?
Yes, if you think the game has a work, I'm pretty sure you'll give it more attention. You'll take more of your free time to do that work, to keep improving, to bring the best work. So yes, I think it's true. If you think it's your job to win, you know you need to do 100% of your job, and you need to bring what you truly are to that job. So yes, I stick with that. And more about us, we do think it's a job as well, but like we said, all the internal issues kind of made that a bit less. That's why they were more motivated, they were more obsessed with the win, and they went for the win, and they deserve it.
Yeah.
But
And
even with all the internal issues, even though we couldn't see the game much as a work, we had fun all together. We are not just a team. I think we now are 5 friends playing together as well, and
sweet.
I think regarding them seeing it as a job, first of all, respect to them. They're like obviously very disciplined, but I think like regarding what Fushi said, it's kind of true. Like we almost like friends. We're playing more on the passionate, more on like we are here because we want to be here, and that approach has led us far. We have the schedules. We also, I do believe, has had like discipline issues. Have to be honest with that. We could do much better. I said we put up a scrim. Sometimes we didn't show up on the time. Sometimes we didn't even voice chat on the scrims. So I think them seeing it as a job definitely gave it huge advantage. And all respect to MetaShift, because they gave us something that throughout all of these 5 months, we have never seen before. That was great gameplay. And we can only respect that. Even though we had, we can sit here and say internal issues. Yeah, it was internal issues. But we did have a pro player. Like Warren, you did check his Wikipedia page and mention those MTC championship. So even though we had internal issues, I can't sit here and lie to you guys and say we're going to win with Dracy. The gameplay, they were more motivated every lane, and they were more hungry. Yesterday, we were more hungry. Now, today, enemy is more hungry. And as a result of it, this is the result. So I think it's unfortunate, but we need to learn from it.
Yes, and that learning curve is something which you guys have hit. Now, Fushi,
yes,
a message for your fans, for the people who've been watching you, for your supporters. You go first, and then Synth, you go for it, and then we're going to let you free.
Is it fine if I also say it in another language? So
yes,
absolutely. Okay. So, first of all, I want to thank my team, the 5 members, including Dracy. Throughout these months, we practiced, we're playing together, we became friends, not just teammates in the game. And obviously, it was amazing. We'll still keep going, we'll try our best. And next time, if we're here, I'm pretty sure we'll get the top 1 again. And of course, thank you so much for all the fans, the support, everything. The Discord chats, everything. I appreciate it so much. And I think that's amazing. That's what kept us together to get here. And also,
beautiful.
I want to say to my Portuguese friends, obrigado demasiado a sério por estarem aqui. Muita gente duvida de mim, mas aqui estou eu. Agradeço imenso. Continuem a apoiar-me. Primeiro português aqui com uma conta de pro. Então, fiquem a olhar para mim. Agradeço a todos que tiveram a ver a stream. E é isso. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Sweet. Synth?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank everyone, including Dracy and Shao. Thank you for stepping in so much. Like yesterday we were having like panic at 2-3 a.m. We're looking for a player. People were telling us surrender. They didn't want to see us play, but we did what we could. And we appreciate everyone, all from it's been a long journey. Scared. It's been a long journey, 5 months. In that journey, we've adjusted, we've changed players. We've had other players who skipped us, and the predictions. Sometimes I check the audience score, and sometimes I see people really not believing in Memento Mori. people always asking, why do you give Momento Mori so high prediction? Because like when I'm coaching, when I'm analyzing, I believe in this team. I know what they can do, and at the end of the day, it's been a long journey, and I'm so happy that we came far. Even when people didn't, when people didn't really respect us. When I seen this, for example, Walkie interview, you know, I brush him off. We believe in ourselves. Why should we believe in what someone else tells us about us? You know, no matter the audience, I always believe Scared Yet. At the end of the day, I told every single player, and Fushi knows this, I put them all to voice chat. I said, there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of predictions, Kid Bomba coaching, Marlboro coaching, but those things can't play for these people. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, those 5 people in every roster, in all of the teams from Ake to Omni Glitch, to all of the teams, basically. Those 5 people are the ones playing against us, not the audience, not the coaches, not the professional guy, you know, from Philippines or Mongolia. We are playing this in Europe, and we know we can do as good as we can do. We just have to work together, and that's also what I have to say. You know, we work very hard, even though we lose 4-0 and we're having issues. A lot of teams having issues. It's part of the game. If we would have planned it better, you know. So I don't want to sit here and give any excuses. I'm just happy that everyone's supporting us, and everyone, you know, we see the people who even hating us because of you. You motivate us, because those messages 2-3 a.m. like even yesterday, we put alarm shifts and we looked all over Europe, Turkey, Russia for a player, and because of you, this is possible. So we want to thank everybody, and thank you most of all for Memento Mori, trusting me to be their coach, trusting me to do the analysis. I put the heart in, and I know they put the heart in. So definitely, at the end of the day, I just want to thank CL. I want to thank Samu, Fushi, Dracy, Don't Panic, Xiao. Thank you so much for stepping in. Thank you so much, everyone. Because of you, we're in the grand finals, and we had the chance to win the tournament, and the biggest tournament in Europe. Perfect. So I appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations on being the top 2 in the entire continent, guys, and I wish you all the very best. Sky is your limit. Thank you so much for showing up, and have a good evening there, Fushi Sin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Momento Mori, people. The team that always defied the odds. The team that no one predicted still ended up being almost on the top. This is a story that everyone is going to remember indeed. And yeah, we've got to give a huge round of applause to them as well, right? We can never really count them out too. They showed a great performance. Warren,
hey, bro.
Yeah, it's been a long evening, my boy. What are your thoughts about everything that went down here?
I think
Warren.
Trax wanted to say something, you know?
Did I? Yeah, it was a great morning. I woke up to this. I woke up like this, and it's all like, honestly, hearing synth talk, it hypes me up. It brings my spirit up. I'm like, yeah, this is a hungry region right here, you know? It's nice to see 2 parallel teams like that with such different vibes clash. You guys have some great storylines going. You guys have a lot going on, and you know, I wouldn't have wanted to done anything else on a Sunday morning like this.
That's what he did. That's it, bro. That's what you got to keep doing. He's not wrong. Haters are going to hate. All you got to do is brush them off. That's it.
That's the big thing. Warren, go ahead. Now it's your turn.
I mean, everything has been already said, but yeah, I love the energy and I love the vibes. I love the love that was shown from Sin and Fushi too. And don't confuse what Sin was saying as like disrespect or something. I think he made it very clear that he respects the opponents, but at the same time, a big part of his speech was to not get yourself down by the hate comments, by people thinking that you are bad, that you cannot make it and stuff. It's super important, because at the end of the day, the only person that will believe in you all the time is you. So if you believe in yourself, you don't need anyone else.
I absolutely agree. Kronos, your turn.
Tell me, man. We've been here for a while. We've been yapping. People want to see something else. They don't want to see us on the screen. We got to stop yapping. Give the viewers what they want. Otherwise, we riot.
Oh my god, my man is already ready to riot. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that the night is not over. Before moving forward, I'm gonna give a huge thanks and a shout out to Trex as well for showing up here, my man. I really hope you enjoyed it, and it's always been a pleasure to be on this desk with you. Same goes for Kronos as well as for Warren. You guys have been following this journey for such a long time, and guess what? Who's made it all possible? The man who's sitting in front of us, the handsome guy with the tie, Nish. Tell me, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm super excited. Actually, I really wanted to see a full best of 7, but MetaShift was way too hungry for them to wait the full best of 7. So we have what we have, and I'm glad. And to be honest, like, my wife is the happiest about the MEC ending because it took so much of my time. But at the same time, I'm so looking forward to next year. Next year is going to be such a blast. Like, this year was just really the first step for Europe. And I can tell you that what we are planning and what we are going to bring to the table is something that you couldn't even imagine, like on the February that we start this year. Like, really big thank you to the whole community, to all the casters, all the people who are working behind the scenes on Surge Europe, because you guys are doing amazing job. And I would say that the progress we made is all thanks to you passionate people. Because if there wouldn't be the passion we have, and not just me and the staff, but also the community, the players and everyone, like, when I see like how they're bickering between each other and like they're taking everything so seriously and so personally, I see that it just means so much to them. So I think that it's part of esports. We are building the esport in Europe, and what could I say more? Like, I'm so hyped up, and I think that the last thing that we need to do is to give rewards for the people who deserve them the most, and we will be talking about the awards for each lane for the fall season. So I don't want to take too long, so I will start right away with the best jungler of the fall season. And for the jungler, with the whole, it's not just about the community. We take into consideration what the community said, we take into consideration what the caster said, and at the same time, we made the final decision. So congratulations to Noel. We'll be sending a big prize, so expect our messages so that we know where to send it. And for the next role, we have Rome. For Rome, for fall season,
my god,
we are going with Kingsta. So again, congratulations. The pressure, the whole jackpots, I think that everyone knows throughout the Thunder division they had also so many personal issues inside the team. Memento got it at the end, they got it at the beginning. So I think that all of the players and all the teams had their issues throughout the whole season. But as I said, this is the final decision and final results of the whole season. For the gold lane, we have Vlado, who performed so well. Like, I have to tell you, like, he pulled his team so much, and he's shown his mechanical skills, which are the most important for the gold lane. And congratulations to Vlado. Next, we have mid lane. For mid lane, this was really tough because there was a lot of competition for this one. Like, throughout all of the lanes, there were so many. It was really so hard to make a decision. But Malfurion showed us that what a mid laner could do. So congratulations to Malfurion for the best mid laner of fall season of MEC. Last but not least, we have XP lane. And for XP lane, Boba Rusik, with his consistency, his like, he was such a big pillar for MetaShift, and even before, like, this guy, if you have him on your team, like, I think that you can not relax, but you can 100% count that he will do what he can do the best, and that's to dominate. Okay, and for the last but again not least, we have the MVP of the whole season. It's not the MVP of the grand finals, but throughout the whole season, Palmetronio showed that he can pull his team, and that's why he will be the final MVP of the whole fall season of MEC 2025. So congratulations, Palmetronio. As I said, we will be awarding you with special prizes, and I have one very, very special prize as well, which is something that we invented or we wanted to give a special shout out, and that's for the MVP of the casters. I don't know if we have a slide for this one, or we do.
Oh, let's go.
Oh my god.
So, Kurt, my friend, I'm very happy that you are part of our team. You are a very dear member of the whole Surge community, and you have been, I think it's almost 100% of the stream. And that's why a big thank you in a special prize of the MVP of the casters. And we really thank you because you help us in so many tight situations where we couldn't find any casters, and you were there for us throughout the whole season. So Scared, this one is for you. I may even have someone who can bring you the trophy. So I will tell you about it more afterwards. So yeah, these are the trophies, and I can't even show you, like, for the champions. Was it correct? Like, we have a special medals.
Nice.
So guys, it will be coming to us soon as the post is willing to bring it to you. But yeah, we did our best, and as I said, thank you, big thank you. And for all of you who are still watching, because I know that at the beginning of these awards there were a lot of people, and I'm not sure how many are still there. Thank you that you stick with us, and we will have a little pause from the big tournaments, but don't worry, we will be still doing a lot of community tournaments. And as I said, I can give you just a really, really small leak that next year, except for EMC, which is European Mid-Season Cup, and MEC, which is MLBB European Championship, we'll have new championship, will be purely for girls, and we will be hosting multiple tournaments for girls. And at the same time, since we know that we are still a growing region, we'll be working on grassroots, and that will be in a way of European High School League. So that's one more big project that we are going to build. And of course, we will be still doing a lot of community events and tournaments and whatever will be right now demanded. So thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to working with you for the next year. And once again, thank to all of the staff, guys. It was a phenomenal year for all of us. If I had to be totally honest, when I was planning what is Surge going to achieve in 2025, I would not say that we will be here. So it's also your part in what happened. So once again, thank you and goodbye.
Amazing. Oh my god. First of all, I'm at a loss of my words. Holy so I'm at a loss of my words, you know. I just don't want to shed my tears out in this VC, but it has been an amazing journey, and I'll have to say, Surge really did give all of us some big opportunities, and also a platform where everyone could showcase not just their games, not just their ideas or maybe just their voices, but themselves. And I feel that is one of the big things. They could express themselves. It was indeed a pleasure, and the only reason why it all happened is because all of us, we're all a family together. Warren, Kronos, Trex, and all the rest of the casters as well. I'm absolutely honored, and I had a pleasure working with all of you. It was insane. Thank you so much for being there for me as well. Warren, before we hop off, you know I always ask this. Any last few words?
I'm just saying, like, are we running off to the sunset, hands holding? Like, I'm expecting something like that should be deserving at the end. All right, we are not taking Kronos. He doesn't want to be a part of it. Let's hope everyone else will go. Well, on a little bit more serious note, it was so nice to be part of this. Since I come from a Valve background, and there it was kind of stale. I am so happy to be part of a new thing like MLBB and see it grow this rapidly and see it grow with so much passion behind the project from all people involved. The people that were here for one-time cast, the people that are here with for a very long time, the people that just hopped in for today, Trax, Destroyer, the latest additions to our caster crew. I love it. I love every second. And I hope all of the viewers love it as well. And since Nish was thanking a lot of people, I think it's deserving for at least in my place, to thank him too. I think for everyone involved, because this guy that you just saw there, he is the best boss I ever had. He has so much passion that every time I see him do something, I'm like, man, like, he has even more passion than I do. I need to keep up. I thought I'm passionate, but he is outworking me. He is the boss that just never leaves the job before everything is done, and then he does just a little bit more on top of that. So yeah, I wanted to give him credit for that too, but now I will throw it over to Kronos, or I might start crying because it's too sweet for me.
Well, I started with Europe when there was basically almost nothing, and then looking at where we've achieved so far, been with Europe MLBB for about almost 3 years now, and I think seeing the growth from where it was kind of brings tears to my eyes a little bit. But you know, I'm kind of drained up with all that happened today. It's been an amazing ride, and hey, the journey's only beginning. We still got EWC and M8 to think about. Don't forget that. That's the main goal, folks. That's the main goal.
All right, Trex.
I'm just a guest today, man, guys. I don't want to take anything from it. It's been amazing to watch and have, you know, just a chance to be a part of this for a day, maybe more in the future. Seriously, guys, I'm really proud of everything going on here. You guys take this out.
All right, my guys, again, to be on this desk, on this grand finals with all of you. A huge shout out to all the casters who were writing the entire storylines, the management that was working behind the screens, which no one gets to see as well, all the referees, every single League Ops member, the entire Surge community, the entire team. Humongous shout out to all of you. And then again, we've got our big boy Sokol and the entire production team as well. A huge shout out. You've been doing an insanely good job bringing every single action in the way that you guys do. It's been insane. And to all the players and the audience, you guys are the only reason why all of this is also happening. So we're all a big family. Looking forward for more next year, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it's about time we put this to rest for this year. Thank you so much for tuning in for the action. This is going to be it from me, Scared Yet, Warren, Kronos, Trex, signing out from the MLBB European Championship, All 2025. Bye-bye.